presented by your Cincinnati area Toyota dealers. Tonight, from the Miami Valley League, a matchup between the Xenia Buccaneers and the West Carrollton Pirates right here on MyTV Dayton. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Matt Digby alongside Coach Jim Place. We'll also hear shortly from Tej Joshi. But, Coach, first we need to acknowledge Xenia coming into this game 8-0. Very much set for not just a top seed in the playoffs, but multiple home games. West Carrollton, on the other hand, still looking for their first win of the year. But speaking with the two head coaches, Maurice Harden and Chris Mobley, they're still taking this week as just another week, another opponent to win against on the gridiron.
Matt, on paper, it's a mismatch. But the interesting thing about the games tonight are the two young coaches. These are two of the best young coaches in Southwest Ohio, maybe all of Ohio. Over on the West Carrollton side, Chris Mobley, he took a huge program that was winless, took him to a league championship and a one-loss season before taking the job at West Carrollton. He's got young players. He's got a great program. Watch for West Carrollton. But how about Xenia? They're calling it Motown now after Mo Harden. Oh, my gosh, they're 8-0. They're number 5 in the state. You know, it's been 102 years since they've been 8-0. Mo has got them rolling. It's Mo time in Xenia High. I'm anxious to see these matchups of these two coaches. They'll get the most out of their players tonight, Matt.
They will, and the players are also fired up to take part in Thursday Night Lights tonight. So is the third member of our broadcast team. Let's say good evening to Tej Joshi. Hi, Tej.
Good evening, guys. The players are fired up for tonight, especially the seniors. Tonight is senior night over at Xenia. I was chatting with Coach Mo earlier, and he was telling me that this is a super talented, big group of seniors that he's very proud of. Now, over on the West Carrollton side, it's actually a young guy to keep an eye on. That is number 8, Darrell Pope. He's just a freshman. He's pretty small, but he is so good on the football field. I'm sure Coach will be talking about him throughout tonight's broadcast, so keep an eye on him. I looked really sharp in pregame warm-ups. It is pretty chilly tonight, and for a full game forecast, we're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters.
Good evening, everyone. Beautiful weather for football yet again. It is going to be a little bit chillier for Thursday Night Lights as West Carrollton takes on Xenia. Temperatures are going to be falling through the evening. We're talking mid-50s around kickoff and then eventually dropping into the 40s. So if you are heading out to the game, certainly want a jacket to keep yourself warm. Maybe bring a blanket with you, as it's also going to be a little bit breezy through the evening as well. So we'll have a little chill into the air. But overall, another beautiful evening for some football.
Thank you, Natalie. Coming up next, the coin toss and the opening kickoff as West Carrollton gets ready to play Xenia on Thursday Night Lights. We'll be back after this.
We got a coin here. West Carrollton, you're the visitors. This is heads. This is tails. We got a coin here. West Carrollton, you're the visitors. This is heads. This is tails. Tails, heads. What would you like? Tails is a call. I'm going to let it hit. All right. Dealers, Donato's attorney Michael L. Wright. It's heads. You guys have won the toss. What would you like to do? All right. So you won, they're going to defer. Rand Associates and Dayton. You got an easy job. Just say, I want the ball. All right, you want the ball. Which end would you like to defend? All right, you go ahead and guys go that way. You guys come this way. They will receive. They got you.
All right, welcome back to Thursday Night Lights, presented by Cincinnati area Toyota dealers. You just saw the Donato's coin toss conducted by tonight's referee, Ray Bradshaw. First off, the umpiring crew, referee Ray Bradshaw, umpire Bob Hess, line judge Will Farley, head linesman Mark Overholzer, and back judge Mark Ratliff. As you saw, West Carrollton will receive the ball first. Xenia kicking off. They will be moving right to left across your screen. That geographically, they will be going toward the south end zone. West Carrollton going toward the north end zone. 8-0 Xenia. Well, West Carrollton looking for their first win of the year. This kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte, and bobbled, and a loose ball. And right off the bat, Xenia recovers the opening kickoff, and they take over with outstanding field position. That was number 11, Austin Pennewitt, with the heads-up play.
Matt, I think they're going to rule that he was down. Let's see what the official call is here. Now, the ball definitely came out, but I think they ruled his knee was on the ground and the ball came out. So,
well, there's Chris Mobley, the West Carrollton head coach, right now conferring with referee Ray Bradshaw.
Hey, Ray Bradshaw, he's a veteran. He's a good official. Thursday night, we get the top crews because everybody in town wants to win Thursday night. It's the only show in town. What do we got going? We got players running on the field, running off the field. What's the call? They're going to re-kick. I'd love to hear the explanation of this. Matt, if you can figure this out, you know more football than me. I'm not real sure what this is.
I'm not 100% sure either. All I saw was the ball come loose, and Austin Pennewitt for Xenia was the man to recover it. But it looks like we are going to have a re-kick. So re-teeing the ball will be Mason Rubio, the kicker, number 99. And we have a three-man triangle back deep for West Carrollton in terms of those receiving the ball. The deep man is number 0, Antonio Robinson. And then just a few yards up from him, number 6, Devin Bird, and number 8, Darrell Pope, who we heard Tej Joshi mention is only a freshman, but he will see significant playing time tonight. Take 2. This kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte. And this is Devin Bird. No issues here as he's out to the 30. No issues with fielding the kick, so the Pirates will start from their own 30-yard line, and they will come out on offense for their first drive. And Chris Mobley has said it's been a season of learning lessons and growing and being able to control what you can control.
Matt, the only thing I can figure on that kickoff is maybe he kicked the ball before the referee blew the whistle because there was no penalty. They kicked the ball from the 40. That's the only thing I can guess.
So Logan Cloyd will open the game under center at quarterback. And the first play, it's a QB keeper and quickly finds himself under pressure, taken down for a loss by Zach Salyers. He was not fooled by the play action. Cloyd thought about throwing it, then he thought about keeping it. And ultimately it results in a loss of about 2 that will bring up second down and long. Premier Health starters for the Xenia Buccaneer defense. Starting lineup brought to you by Carroll Wirtz Tire. You see Xenia going with a 3-4 setup and 4 men in the secondary, and not all senior heavy. Yes, there were a lot of seniors that were recognized pregame as part of senior night, but there are plenty of sophomores and juniors in the starting lineup as well. Second down, Cloyd with another fake. This time he throws across the middle. It's incomplete. The intended receiver was Chris Yao, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 13 with just about a minute into the game. West Carrollton, Chris Mobley said he was encouraged by how they played, especially in the first half of games. A couple weeks ago against Greenville, it was only 7-0. Against Troy, it was 7-6 at halftime. Only in the second half did the Green Wave pull away, and then the Trojans. So, as Mobley said, it was a work in progress, but for Xenia, they have thrived regardless of the opponent. On 3rd down and 13, Cloyd scrambling to his right, trying to buy some time. His throw is caught, but not able to get the foot down was Antonio Robinson. So a 3-and-out for the Xenia defense. And the Buccaneers will get the ball very quickly, just about a minute into the game.
Matt, that Troy game last week, 7-6 at halftime. Troy beat them 56-6. 49 points in the second half. Coach Mobley said, Coach, we just wore out. We're playing players both ways. We're young. Troy is a veteran team. So they got some players. They're up against a powerhouse tonight, though.
On to punt is Darrell Pope, and it may have gotten partially blocked as gets a couple pro West Carrollton bounces, but it will still be a very short field to work with for the Xenia offense.
You know, man, something very telling about this game. Go ahead.
Here's the Xenia starting offense brought to you by Premier Health. We have a line that has seen a lot of success on the offensive line, and then Treshawn Sanders has been the catalyst for the Xenia offense in the backfield out of running back. Gavin McMahon is only a sophomore, but he has been very effective in his own way as the Buccaneers quarterback. And they start this drive from the West Carrollton 46-yard line with Treshawn Sanders up the middle. And he'll quickly gain about 6 before eventually being forced out inside the Pirate 40-yard line.
Matt, you got a mismatch. Sanders is 220 pounds in running back, and very few of the West Carrollton players are 220 pounds.
Here's the starting lineup for the West Carrollton defense presented by Premier Health. Cloyd, again, like you mentioned, Coach, one of those guys playing both ways, both a quarterback and a defensive end. And then they also go with 5 men in the secondary, 3 safeties and 2 cornerbacks, as here's a carry that will result in a potential first down. That was number 6, Juan Underwood on the run, and that is indeed enough for a first down presented by Arby's. So Xenia, only 5 plays from scrimmage so far tonight, but they have all been very pro-Xenia. They are quickly moving to about the 30-yard line. And now we're going to have our first flag of the game for early movement.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense. 5 yards. First down.
So
it was 1st and 10, quickly becoming 1st and 5.
There's head coach Chris Mobley. He did a great job at Hughes. He went in, they hadn't won a ball game. 5 years later, city champs, 1-loss season. You know, sometimes you can judge a coach by what he left behind and what kind of program he built.
On 2nd down, it's a handoff up the middle to Sanders, who breaks, able to get a couple of yards on the gain. Could be it up for a first down. Yes, it is a first down presented by Arby's. So 2 first downs already on this opening drive, both courtesy of Trayshawn Sanders.
Hey, Sanders has 1,400 yards already. That's a school record, and we're only in week 8. Finish up with week 8. 220 pounds. Man, he is a big, tough running back. First play of the season, he went 70 yards house against Beaver Creek.
I will admit I don't know if they do any superlatives in the MVL, but would you say he's the runaway for MVP in the league? I'll let you answer that question right after this incomplete pass from McManus over the middle. Intended receiver was Tremel Wright, but if they were voting, especially right now, would Sanders be the runaway MVL MVP?
I think you're looking at his competition right there, Tremel Wright, the receiver. So definitely, you know, the win over tip, the win over pick was established. You've earned the right to get MVP awards at the end of the season, Matt.
2nd down and 10. They are just outside the Donato's delivery zone.
Trips to the sideline, looked at him go to the field.
Only 1 man in the backfield. He gets the carry. It's number 32, who does all he can just to get back to the original line of scrimmage and then turn the play into a gain. That was number 32, Raymond Browder, 6 foot 185 senior. And it will bring up 2nd down from about the 16-yard line. Now Xenia has officially entered the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's, a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important. And check that. It is not 2nd down. It is now 3rd down.
Oh, that hurt. West Carrollton had a chance to put a stop together. Jumps off sides. That hurts.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Number 67 defense. 5 yards. Play results on the first down.
That's 2 penalties already on this drive against.
Play results. We'll replay. 3rd down.
So it is now 3rd down, again inside the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's a great call for after the game. Order online or call in for pickup at donatos.com. Every piece is important. 3rd down and about 1 to gain for a first down for the Buccaneers. It's a pitch pass to Tremel Wright in motion, quickly gets a block, and Tremel Wright into the end zone for the touchdown presented by Donato's. Xenia on the board first after being given a very short field to work with. They capitalize on the opportunity, and they score the first touchdown of the night about 3 minutes into the contest. Touchdown by Donato's.
Tremel Wright, he's a good one. He's a 4-year starter, Matt. Sophomore year had to play quarterback because of need. He said, Coach, I like wide receiver, but I'll do whatever it takes to make this team work. Tremel Wright, he is one of the best players in the Miami Valley.
Mason Rubio on to attempt the extra point for the Buccaneers. We haven't seen many issues in terms of extra points being missed over the course of our TNL season, and this one is no exception. So with 8:45 to go in the first quarter, Xenia out to a 7-0 lead, courtesy of a touchdown run from Tremel Wright. You're watching Premier Health Thursday Night Lights, presented by Cincinnati Area Toyota Dealers. Welcome back to Premier Health Thursday Night Lights from Doug Adams Stadium in Xenia, the county seat of Greene County. And the Buccaneers out to a 7-0 lead on West Carrollton on this blackout-themed senior night for the Buccaneers. This upcoming kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte. Mason Rubio sends it away. Antonio Robinson is the deep man, but it's going to be taken by one of the up men, Devin Bird. Again, he got out to the 30 on the first kickoff return. This time he'll get out just past the 20, so West Carrollton will start their second drive of the night from respectable field position, but they will want an improvement from their 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game.
You know, Matt, one of the hardest things to teach young players is on a kickoff, run north-south, run towards the other goal line. Every step you take east-west and towards the sideline, they're taking a step downfield. Unless you're an absolute blazer, you're not going to get around all 11 men. I'd love to teach them, go north-south. I'm sure Coach Chris taught them the same thing.
So West Carrollton going left to right across your screen. They're headed toward the north end zone. You as the viewer, your camera angle, you are looking west as Cloyd tried to pass over the middle for Antonio Robinson, and he got a hand to it but couldn't quite control it. Second down and 10. Robinson had space, maybe got a little over-eager, was excited to cut up. He probably would have had enough to gain the first down had he made the catch.
Oh, he's a good one. I remember 2 years ago we had him on Thursday night as a freshman. He's an outstanding player. He's got 41 catches this year, 30 in the last 3 games. So look for him to go to Antonio Robinson to get that ball moving down the field.
On second down, this is Darrell Pope quickly out of the backfield. No, it's a keeper by Cloyd. He faked everyone, including myself, and he has enough for a first down before being upended past the 35-yard line. But a very nifty play on the part of quarterback Logan Cloyd, and that is enough for a West Carrollton first down presented by Arby's.
Hey, he's big. You're talking big quarterback. 6'3", 225 pounds. He missed 3 games. That really hurt the Pirates. Here you got a young team. You got a veteran quarterback you're counting on carrying your team. You know, they were helping him up there. I hope he's okay. But those 3 games he missed really hurt the Pirates and Chris Mobley. Yeah,
he was a little slow getting up, just shaking off a stinger, but he is back and ready to go on this ensuing first down play. Going with the screen pass out wide to Chris Yao, and the Xenia defense was not fooled. Multiple players on coverage, including Trayshawn Sanders. Jackson Lewis also there in coverage.
Look at them running the ball. One thing Xenia's got is speed. Defensive coordinator Kelly Kinzer. Well, he's a good one. Used to be at Springfield High. He's got them running to the ball. Good job, Kelly. Yeah, man, very proud of Kelly. Played for me at Stebbins. One of my former players is Stebbins Indian. He was a great one in high school, tailback. But now he's on the defensive side of the ball. Kelly Kinzer, defensive coordinator, Xenia Buccaneers.
Official gain on the play was a loss of 3, so it's 2nd and 13 as Cloyd quickly finds himself under pressure, breaks one potential sack, trying to buy as much time as he can, and does all he can to prevent an even greater loss, but it will be another loss on the play, setting up 3rd and very long, back closer to the 30-yard line.
Hey, watch 33, Jackson Lewis. He is an active inside linebacker.
And he got a hand on Cloyd just there.
Yeah, 6'3", 180, and he can run. That's one thing about the Xenia defense. They can run. Good inside linebackers, Lewis and Browder.
Official ruling was a loss of 2 on the play, so 3rd and 15 from the 31. The line to gain is the Pirate 46-yard line. They already have 1 first down this drive. Can they get a second? Darrell Pope, the lone man in the backfield next to Cloyd, who will try and throw again, but quickly finding himself under pressure, forced to throw just to prevent the sack. But here will come the flag for intentional grounding.
No receiver anywhere near.
And he did not get out of the pocket either. That was number 9, Jamel Smith, who got to him first.
Hey, that's their big guy on defense. Jamel Smith, he's a senior. He's a 3-year starter. Listen, in wrestling, he's 32-6 at the 215 weight class. He's considered one of the top defensive linemen in the area. Intentional grounding. You got it, Ray. Top official, Ray Bradshaw.
Intentional grounding, number 12 on the offense. That's a loss of down. 4th down.
It will be 4th down after a drive of about 10 yards. They did pick up a first down on the play. Now they're moving it back even further, even more, or even less room for error for West Carrollton's punter. It's Darrell Pope, the freshman. He's going to be back up against his goal line almost.
Yeah, looks like Xenia's going to get good field position again. That's the one thing West Carrollton couldn't afford to do to the number 4 team in the state of Ohio, is give them good field position.
Well, the punt is on the way. It is high. It is not getting a lot of pro West Carrollton bounces. It is eventually down at about the Pirate 26-yard line. So outstanding field position on the part of Xenia as they will start the second drive with 7:11 to go in the opening quarter.
You know, Matt, something that's a little telltale about the mismatch physically of these two teams. If you watch the 3 protectors on punt, Xenia is bringing 3 guys at them. They are destroying. I don't mean destroying. I mean destroying those 3 protectors. It's just a physical mismatch.
So on 1st and 10, Xenia ready for their second drive of the contest. And it's a swing pass out to Trayshawn Sanders, who was able to break 1 tackle, but he had 2 other defenders to beat him right there. And the multiple Pirate defenders, they do make the stop to force up second down. Trayshawn Sanders had a big night a couple weeks ago in what was our Football Friday game of the week, as Xenia got out to a big lead against Tippecanoe, only for Tippecanoe to rally in the second half, take the lead. Xenia winning on a last-minute touchdown, 27-22, to stay unbeaten. And right now, they are in the driver's seat for the MBL title, a game ahead of the Red Devils. As on second down, McManus throw got just ahead of his intended receiver, Juan Underwood. Clean coverage, no flag on the play for West Carrollton. So for the first time tonight, Xenia finding themselves in a third down situation. Check that second time.
How about this quarterback? He started as a freshman, Gavin McManus. Coach Mo calls him Baby Mac. He said, Coach, I like that nickname. Oh, there's another 5 on Xenia.
So a false start, first penalty of the night on Xenia. So what was 3rd and 8 is now going to become 3rd and 13 from the 29-yard line. There's Maurice Harden, the Xenia head coach, a former player of yours at Chaminade-Julienne.
So proud of him. You know, he was the feature back. You know, he had to wait his time behind Javon Ringer and JoJo Smith and all our great running backs. He waited. Then he was a premier back. He was the big-time show back at CJ. He's done a great job here at Xenia. Maurice Mo Harden. So proud of him.
On 3rd down and 13, McManus looking to the air for an open man, and Wright has a step on the defender. Touchdown, Xenia! Tramel Wright able to get behind the defender, and the catch was perfectly placed for a touchdown brought to you by Donato's.
Well, that's 2 touchdowns for Wright already tonight.
1 on the ground, 1 through the air. And McManus has his first passing touchdown of the night. 3rd and 13, no problem for the Buccaneer offense.
They got a mismatch. You know, Mo matched it up, got a one-on-one coverage out there on Wright. Like I've said when I had my great receivers, one-on-one meant one on none. Just take that shot.
So here's Mason Rubio to attempt the extra point. He was successful in his first attempt. And that is off to the right and short, so no good. 13-0 the score with just about 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. You're watching Premier Health Thursday Night Lights, presented by Cincinnati Area Toyota Dealers. 6 minutes, 19 seconds to go in the first quarter of play from Doug Adams Stadium, and Xenia out to a 13-0 lead thanks to 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing and 1 receiving from Tramel Wright, the senior wide receiver defensive back. As this kickoff is brought to you by Wright and Schulte, it is Mason Rubio set to kick the ball to the Pirates. And it's still that 3-man triangle. They will not necessarily have a chance to. No, they will. It is the deep man. Antonio Brown has trouble handling the ball inside the 5, able to retrieve it, but he will get out to about the 10. So making a successful return after a very interesting situation where he had to field the ball inside the 5. In the meantime, let's send it down to the sideline. Tej Joshi. Tej.
Hey guys, I want to tell you about a new tradition here at Xenia for all the home games. It started at the beginning of this season. Before kickoff, a bunch of City of Xenia police officers and all their police vehicles, along with a couple fire trucks, line up to show their respect for the game. And a part of the reason they're doing this is because one of their sergeants of the City of Xenia Police Department is actually a coach on the football team. So it's a new tradition that started here in the City of Xenia. In the meantime, we're going to back up to you guys in the broadcast booth.
All right, thank you, Tage. The 15-yard line, the official starting point of West Carrollton's third drive, as Cloyd's pass is low and incomplete, intended for Christopher Yao. That will bring up second down. West Carrollton did have some momentum on that second drive, picking up a first down, getting out a little bit past the 35, but then penalties and tackles for loss hurting their cause on that second drive, Coach Place.
Yeah, and Cloyd just does not have any time. He can't even set his feet, and they're all over him. So they're going to empty 2 straight times. They're down 13-0. They said, let's air it out.
Cloyd alone in the backfield for this second down upcoming from the 15. And this time he has a little bit more time. His pass off the fingertips of his intended man, Darrell Pope. And again, third and long upcoming for the Pirate defense, or the Pirate offense. Here's a look at the scoring summary presented by Rand Associates. That the most recent touchdown, Travell White on the touchdown reception. That gives Xenia their current lead of 13-0. The point after was short and off to the right. But West Carrollton already in a bit of a sticky situation here. Down 2 scores and facing third and long. And here comes the blitz, and Cloyd is going to be sacked. Multiple Buccaneers on the play, including number 44, Cale Webb, the freshman among those on the play. Zach Sawyers also on the play. Louis Freeman. And it will bring up fourth down, and not a whole lot of room for the punter, Darrell Pope, to work with as he tries to pin Xenia back.
Matt, you mentioned Cale Webb and Louis Freeman. They're both freshmen. Hey, Coach Mo has got it going here in Xenia. They've got the culture to win. That's the most important thing when you're rebuilding a program, establish a culture. 2 starting defensive linemen that are freshmen. So while they got some really good seniors they're going to lose, the house is not empty.
We'll have a lot of talent coming back, especially their quarterback, Gavin McManus, as we have a stoppage in play.
Red ball encroachment defense number 3, 5 yards, fourth down.
That will give Pope a little bit of room to work with because he was standing right in the middle of the end zone. And Xenia has had their pressure, not just on defense, putting Cloyd under pressure, but also putting Pope under pressure, just trying to punt the ball away.
Hey, see 3 personal protectors there. Watch what the Xenia guys do to them. I mean, they weren't quite as bad this time. This could be house.
Here's the punt. It's returned by number 6. That's Juan Underwood, broke 1 tackle and quickly inside the red zone before being taken down around the 15 to 14-yard line. But what a start for the Xenia Buccaneers. They will begin their third drive of the night at the 5-minute mark, and they will start in the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's a great call for after the game. Either order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com, where every piece is important.
Then I got to talk about the special teams coach for Xenia. He is one of the most top and respected special teams coach in the Ontario Valley. His name is Tony Greer. He's Mr. Steady. Tony Greer, special teams coach from Xenia. He's as reliable and steady as you come, but he's one of the best.
So from the 14-yard line, 1st and 10 as Xenia begins their third drive of the night, but we have another flag.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, number 50, 5 yards, replay first.
You know, man, I hate to sound like a broken record, but Tony Greer played for me also at Stebbins. He's now the top special teams coach. He's been coaching here at Xenia for probably 25 or 30 years. He's Mr. Steady. He was just like that when he was a defensive back along the side of Big Clay Gillespie as a Stebbins Indian. So proud of Tony Greer and Kelly Kinzer, both on this Xenia staff. A couple of my Stebbins Indians back in the day. Great coaches, great people.
As a result of the penalty, it's 1st and 5 from the Pirate 9-yard line as McManus, looking to his right, completes a pass to Crowder, and good awareness by Pope to prevent yards after the catch. But it is another positive gain. If not a first down, it will be 2nd and short.
Holding. Offense number 63. 10 yards will be first down.
Or in fact, it will still remain first down, but a very long way to go now for the Buccaneer offense.
What do you think? Trammell Wright time, Matt? Go to the number 7. The big-time player. There's Coach Mo. There he is. He got on his military hat. Signaling plays in.
The Buccaneers special teams have been very effective in this opening quarter, as they have in all phases of the ball, offense and defense as well. As a result of the penalty, it's first down and 14 from the 19.5-yard line. This is Raymond Crowder trying to find an angle, get to the left, able to spin off tackles and stay in bounds and pick up a gain moving inside the 10, so it will be second and short as a result. Raymond Crowder, my apologies. That hit made by number 4, Bryson Bauer-Jones, the leading tackler for West Carrollton, trying to almost push, in a way, Browder out of bounds. On second and short, they can get a first down. It's Browder up the middle. And doesn't look to have the first down quite yet, but it will be third and short upcoming. Because that's something you've seen, though, in a lot of plays where a player will try and just knock a player out of bounds, bump a player out of bounds. If he's successful in knocking the player out of bounds, that's one thing. But if he doesn't, like Browder was able to spin around and stay in play, that's a problem.
Well, man, it's all about, you can't put your head in front anymore. You got to do the rugby tackle. So you're right. A lot of times the players choose to knock them out of bounds. Watch for the ball to follow number 85, Big Jackson Tate in there.
First time we've seen this formation from the Buccaneer offense. It's a handoff to Sanders. He has enough for the first down. He has enough for a touchdown. First score of the night for Trayshawn Sanders. It's a touchdown brought to you by Donato's. So the Xenia Buccaneers, 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, a very effective opening quarter with just over 3 minutes to go. And after the first 2 drives resulted in scores courtesy of Tramel Wright, it is number 3, Trayshawn Sanders, finding the end zone for the first time this evening.
Matt, Trayshawn put on 20 pounds of muscle in the offseason. I asked him, how'd you do it? Coach Mo was standing there. He pointed to Coach Mo. He says, Coach Mo put it on me. He said, I was in there every day, and I'm so happy I put on that. He is strong now.
Mason Rubio's point after attempt on the way, and it is good. So with 3:18 to go in the first quarter, Xenia out to a 20-0 lead, courtesy of a 6-yard touchdown run on third down from the senior Trayshawn Sanders.
Okay, number 85, Jackson Tate. He's a 6'4", 220-pound senior. He's our scholar athlete. You talk about a good ball player. I think when it's crunch time, they're going to find a way to go behind Big Jackson Tate, that scholar athlete. Good ball player. There's Trayshawn. Man, what a season he's having. 1,400 yards, school record already, and we're just in week 8. He's adding every carry he carries, adds to that school record here. Look at those muscles. Coach Mo's also the strength coach. Well, he helps the strength coach, but that was his specialty. Even when he coached at Urbana College, strength and conditioning coach was his strong point. They are strong, this Xenia team. Matt, something they do, Xenia High, they work out 4 days a week in the offseason. Mm-hmm. A lot of schools only go 3 days a week. Coach Mo says, listen, we've got to change things. The players have bought in 4 days a week. You can tell it by their strength on the field. They are now a strong team.
Well, that frame of mind is definitely paying off as we get ready for the kickoff, brought to you by Wright and Schulte. Mason Rubio ready to send it away. Robinson and Bird, the deep men. This is going to be that's Darrell Pope. He was able to break 1 tackle, get out past the 20. So West Carrollton will start their 4th drive of the night around the 22-yard line.
Last time he went empty. 5 receivers, all 3 plays. Let's see if Coach Mobley tries to calm things down a little bit, maybe run his base play. His base play, man, is what's called a quarterback read option. If I get a chance, I'll explain what the quarterback read option is. Very popular playing football today. Tough play to run, though. They're going empty again. They're probably going to throw it down the field.
Well, Cloyd has not had the greatest amount of time of being able to throw the ball because he has found himself under pressure by the Xenia defense. And here he gets another throw off. It was off the hand of Antonio Robinson, number 0. But the Xenia defense not fooled by any misdirection. Trenton Lee on the coverage, the junior, number 2. And it will bring up 2nd and 10.
Xenia's big and strong up front, bringing heat. Jamil Smith, number 9, he is the big one. He'll be the all-league, all-area player.
And I don't know if you saw in the replay, ladies and gentlemen, but Smith was able to get through that line, almost create pressure, almost right off the bat on Cloyd. Here's a handoff to Pope, who is quickly met behind the line of scrimmage. And again, there's Smith able to get behind the West Carrollton line and force another tackle for loss and another 3rd and long upcoming.
And even though he handed it off, that was the quarterback replay. Let me describe what it is. The running back was set to the left side of the quarterback, and he's going to run zone to the right. So right there's the zone to the right. But the quarterback, if he decides to keep it, is going to go left. He reads the defensive end, but instead of a pitch man, he throws the ball out to the wide out. Very popular play in football now. The old option football had the running back as the pitch man. Now they throw the ball to the wide out as the option. Empty again.
On 3rd down, Cloyd scrambling to his left, trying to buy time. Throwing downfield is short, intended for Antonio Robinson. There is a flag on the play. Waiting the call from referee Ray Bradshaw.
Holding. Offense number 50. That penalty is going to be declined. 4th down.
That's Coach Chris Mobley. Have patience, Chris Mobley. You're a good coach. Turn Hughes around. He's got good young players. He's got a program. He's got good assistant coaches. His running back coach, Jackie Fells Sr., he's as good a coach. There's Chris Mobley. Coached at Muskegon College. Coached at Kentucky Christian College. He played Jefferson High School. He's a local guy. Well respected in the coaching circles. Tough job to take over when he came to West Carrollton.
Speaking with Maurice Harden yesterday about playing West Carrollton, he said there were a lot of similarities to this West Carrollton team as there were to the Xenia team last year. A lot of young players, a lot of not necessarily experienced players. They're learning literally as they go along, as the punt will roll to the West Carrollton 49-yard line with 2:07 to go in the first quarter.
Hey, Matt, the base play in the Xenia offense is called RPO, run pass option. There's nobody better in the whole state than Mo Harden. Matt, every year in February, the Ohio Coaches Association has a state clinic, and if you get asked to speak at that, that's big time. Mo spoke last year. 3,000 coaches go to that. He spoke about RPO. He knows it as good as anybody in the state.
Xenia's first play on first down. It's another pitch pass to Tramel Wright. This resulted in a touchdown their last play. It won't be a touchdown here, but it is enough for a first down presented by Arby's, as Wright able to get into the secondary out to about the West Carrollton 33-yard line for a pickup of about 16.
Mo's very creative in ways to find Wright to get the ball. He's going to give it to him on the jet. He's going to give it to him on bubbles. Of course, his favorite pattern is the slant.
One man in the backfield with McManus, and he gets the call. It's Trayshawn Sanders on the handoff, quickly running to his left and quickly finding himself. He's able to break out of several tackles. It looked like West Carrollton had him for a minimal gain, if any, but Sanders waiting patiently for a hole to open. A hole did open, and what looked like a minimal gain results in another first down presented by Arby's.
Watch the end of this run, Matt. That's called BOB for a running back. Be your own blocker. Watch what he does. Watch what he does to that guy. That's called BOB. Be your own blocker. You don't need a blocker. You run over him yourself.
Jake Curry, the man to finally bring an end to the play. After it looked like Sanders had been stopped, it would have been setting up another long situation, but instead of this 1st and 10, as we have a timeout on the field. In the meantime, be sure to follow us on Twitter. If you have any pictures of tonight's game or want to join in on the discussion online, follow us on Twitter at Dayton247now and use the hashtag Thursday Night Lights. Welcome to Doug Adams Stadium in Greene County, the heart of the city of Xenia. Matt Digby, Jim Place, Tej Joshi, glad you could join us for Week 9 of Thursday Night Lights. Hard to believe 8 weeks ago, you and Andre Johnson, coach, were at Wayne Fairfield, and next week will be our season finale, a Dayton Public Schools matchup between Meadowdale and Ponens. It doesn't feel like it's been 8 weeks. It feels like it's been a much shorter period of time.
Well, good weather helps. You know, it's been nice weather, and even tonight's nice weather. You know, this week 9 is supposed to be a little chilly, but they've got 55 degrees on the scoreboard here. Nice night, good football season.
It has been nice weather today in Xenia. A little bit cloudy earlier in the day, but the clouds have given way to nice sun and dry. From a personal standpoint, that's my biggest thing, dry.
Yeah. That was Coach Mo we saw on the screen, Mo Harden.
So 1st and 10 with a minute and about 49 seconds to go. On 1st and 10, Sanders, it's a handoff up the middle, quickly inside the 20, and that will take Xenia for the 4th time into the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important.
They follow 85, Jackson Tate. Where he goes, usually the ball goes. He's a good one. They got a lot of good ones out here at Xenia.
Dexter Pitts was on the tackle for the Pirates, one of the multiple players that sees action both ways for West Carrollton, both offense and defense, along with Logan Cloyd and Darrell Pope, among others. Here's Raymond Browder, quickly gets back to the line of scrimmage, but then he is met for very little gain, if any. Devin Bird was first on the spot for the Pirate defense.
They followed up by Pitts. That Pitts is a good one. Good middle linebacker. They've got a bunch of good young players here. Pitts is going. His brother Dayon Pitts. I'm so proud. Played for me at Ponens, Utah. He's probably the best player in the city. When Dayon Pitts was a senior, probably the best player in the city. Young Dexter Pitts is now here at West Carrollton. Dad played at Meadowdale. He was a good ball player.
3rd down and 4 coming for the for the Buccaneers. Excuse me. I'm not sure why I said Beavers. McManus from the shotgun, quickly throwing to his right. And just beyond the reach of his intended man, that was Tremonde Henry. First time he's been involved in the play, but the pass just beyond the reach of Henry. And for the first time, we see Xenia faced with a 4th down.
You know, it would be smart to go for it, but, you know, Mo's looking to make a deep playoff run. It might be smart to send this field goal team in here, try to get the experience of a longer type of field goal, get them ready for the playoffs.
They're at the 16-yard line right now, so if they were to try and attempt from Mason Rubio or from another kicker, it would be about a 33-yard attempt as it is.
Yeah, well, they're going to let Mo's trying to decide. Got a good kicker.
10 seconds on the play clock, and now we'll have a timeout.
Timeout, Buccaneers. Timeout, Xenia. That's their first charge timeout of the half.
So 29 seconds to go in the first quarter. Xenia in the red zone on their 4th drive of the game. They are 4 for 4 in getting into the red zone, but they're currently 3 for 3 at the moment in terms of actual touchdown score because their 4th drive, the outcome is still to be determined.
Got to look for an RPO here. Let me explain a little bit about an RPO again. Let's envision that the running back is set to the right of the quarterback. The running back is going to run a zone play to the left. But right now, the quarterback is going to look to the backside linebacker. So the zone's going left, he's going to get that right linebacker. If that linebacker is flowing to the play, he's going to pull the ball out and throw a pass. If that linebacker's sitting, he's going to give the ball. Now, Matt Digby, it's all about numbers. What I mean by that is, if you put 7 people, what's called in the box, that means throw the ball. If you put 6 in the box, that means run the ball. There's Mo, RPO, he loves it. So what happens on that RPO is, if that linebacker is sitting, you've now got them outnumbered, you're going to give the ball. If not, he's going to go through to the backside receiver. I'm going to talk about Coach Mo. He goes a double read. He's an RPO guy. Oh, right behind 85, Jackson Tate. That's where they're going to go with this one.
4th and 4. Line to gain is the 12-yard line, but do we have a flag? If it's on West Carrollton.
Dead ball. Encroachment on the defense. 5 yards. Play results in the first down.
So penalties have not been kind as far as West Carrollton. They've had opportunities, including just now, putting Xenia in a 4th down situation. But now Xenia has a first down at the 11-yard line.
I think Coach Mobley's face says it all. I'm trying. Come on, guys. We can't give away. We're mismatched. We can't give them free plays. Hang in there, Chris. You're young. They'll be back.
McManus back to a shotgun formation. This is a handoff up the middle to Raymond Browder, who was quickly met as soon as he got the ball. It was number 68, Cole Gable, who was first to make contact and limit the gain, so it will be second and long upcoming.
We're going to go RPO here. Mo loves it. About 30% of the time they call RPO.
The clock is now running just about roughly 10 seconds to go, or coming up on 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Xenia does not have to run another play if they don't want to. There is enough of a gap that they would not incur a penalty for delay of game, and indeed they will let the clock run out. But a very effective first quarter for the Xenia Buccaneers in all phases of the game. A 20-0 lead for the Buccaneers on Thursday Night Lights. Second quarter after this timeout on MyTV Dayton. Welcome back to Premier Health Thursday Night Lights, presented by your Cincinnati area Toyota dealers. Matt Digby, Jim Plates, Tej Joshi, coming to you from Doug Adams Stadium in Xenia, where the Buccaneers lead 20-0 as we get set for the second quarter. It was second and 12.
Dead ball, false start, offense, number 65. 5 yards, second down.
And now it's going to be second and 17 as, dare I mention, the crowd right in front of us, the Xenia fans, are taking cover. The rain has arrived in Greene County.
It is pouring.
We were 8 for 8.
Where'd it come from?
We were 8 for 8 on outstanding weather on Thursday Night Lights. As on second and 17, it's a handoff up the middle, going to result in a short gain. Trayshawn Sanders had the carry before he was stopped. It will mean third down and long. First time this year we've had rain or any kind of precipitation on Thursday Night Lights.
The Xenia fans don't like it. I mean, they are running, they're covering up. It's like a riot in here.
And it was not gradual. They were quickly reaching for jackets or anything to cover themselves.
Coach Mo's the offensive coordinator. He's checking at the line of scrimmage. He sees something he likes. It looks like 2-on-2 out there to the field. Oh yeah, Jackson Tate slides that way. No,
third down and 16,
Wright.
A pass to the end zone intended for Wright. Did he get both feet down? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Xenia, presented by Donato's. For the second time tonight, Gavin McManus throwing to the corner, and Tremel Wright able to get a step on the defender for his second touchdown catch of the night, his third touchdown of the night overall, and it is a 26-0 lead for the Buccaneers.
Boy, Wright's special. One-on-one with Wright is one-on-none. Been talking to some colleges. Findlay College is the leader right now. He'll be a catch for some college. Good student, track, basketball player.
So a change in weather as we started the second quarter, but no change in the success of the Xenia offense as they overcame a 3rd and 15 situation in the red zone for the touchdown pass from Gavin McManus to Tremel Wright. Mason Rubio's extra point is up, and it is good. 27-0 is the lead for the Buccaneers at the 11:17 mark of the second quarter. Timeout from Doug Adams Stadium. You're watching Thursday Night Lights on MyTV Dayton. 27-0, Xenia leads West Carrollton on week 9 of Thursday Night Lights. And as we were saying, Coach Jim Place, we were 8 for 8 on outstanding weather. Week 9 had to be the one that streak came to an end.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the Xenia fans over here, they are covering up and they're scrambling. That's week 9. You're supposed to have a little rain, supposed to be a little cold. That's football in Ohio.
Nate Fettley sends this kickoff away, presented by Wright and Schulte, as this is the deep man bringing the ball up for West Carrollton out to about the 25-yard line. In the meantime, let's go down to the sideline. Tej Joshi.
The rain has come down. That hasn't stopped people from enjoying senior night. You can see all the wonderful senior portraits behind us, some of them being blown away, actually. But what I want to tell you about is the graveyard you see right above us. The senior team has set up gravestones from all their 8 wins so far this season. They are, of course, 8-0, and they've set up a last gravestone here at the far end that says, West Carrollton, you are next with today's date. So, of course, we're going to send it back up to you guys as we see it as Xenia is working towards that 9th win.
So West Carrollton on the game, or back out on the field for their 5th drive on offense. This pass complete and close to a first down. Cloyd haven't had many completions, but that one was successful to number 9, Christopher Yao, so it's going to bring up 2nd and short. Boyd quickly finding himself under pressure, but a nice throw over the middle, and Yao able to manage a 9-yard gain. So 2nd and 1 from the 34 upcoming. West Carrollton with 1 first down in the first quarter. Can they get 1 in the second quarter? Boyd again over the middle. This pass complete, and it is Chris Yao again out past the 45 to the 47-yard line, and that is a Pirate first down, presented by All Seal Home Improvement.
Put 4 receivers to the field. You would expect some kind of crossing pattern, but they didn't. They ran a bubble with a 1 player, and then the linebacker ran up to cover the bubble. They threw it in the hole that the linebacker left to cover the bubble. There's the 4 receivers at the top again. Look for a similar route.
Only 1 man at the bottom of your screen.
All hooks. All hooks.
Boyd running to his right. His pass intended for Yao, in and out of the hand, so it's incomplete. It looked like they were trying to go quick tempo in a way, West Carrollton, after that first down pickup. The offensive line quickly rushed up to the ball, but then slowed down to a more walking tempo, allowing the rest of the offense to get onto the field of play. But it will be 2nd down and 10.
A lot of empty backfield stuff, trying to get the ball out of the hands quarterbacks fast because they are bringing heat. Landon Partey, big 250-pound senior, has been blowing things up there. Number 66. He's an emotional guy. I like Landon Partey. He is an emotional, fire-up guy. Here they're bringing some heat.
Here's a screen pass from the right side, and it's going to be a tackle for a loss as Cloyd was able to complete the screen pass to Darrell Pope. But number 11, Austin Pennewitt, in the right spot at the right time to prevent any gain. And it's going to be 3rd down and about 10, back to the original line to gain.
Look for Kelly Kinzer to bring some heat here. Defensive coordinator, former star running back for the Stebbins Indian, Kelly Kinzer. He's going to bring some heat.
Correction, it's a 3rd down and 14 now from the 43-yard line.
4 to the field. That's going to be tough. I look for something out here to the open field to the 1 receiver.
Cloyd alone in the backfield, quickly fires over the middle and nearly picked off. It was tipped by multiple players. Number 4, Trent Smith for Xenia got a hand to it. As it is 4th down. So West Carrollton, this is the furthest downfield they've gotten past the 45-yard line. But Cloyd trying to connect the pass to number 24, Brandon Foster, off the hand of Trent Smith, who you saw on screen, number 4 for Xenia. And it is going to bring up a punt for the Pirates.
Remember, when they go empty, they've only got 5 linemen. They don't have a back. If you bring 6, the quarterback has got to get rid of it now. Hey, watch those 3 protectors there. In the past, the Xenia players have been dumping them, just sort of to establish.
West Carrollton. That's their 2nd charge timeout of the half.
So the Pirates called their 2nd timeout at the 9:20 mark, as it is worth noting also that this would be the first time, unless Xenia gets a big return, this would be the first time the Buccaneers start a drive on their half of the field, because they've been able to push the Pirate offense to back in their end zone for a punt. If you have any pictures of tonight's game or want to join in on the discussion online, follow us on Facebook at Dayton247now and use the hashtag Thursday Night Lights. Use that both on Facebook at Dayton247now and also on Twitter at Dayton247now.
And let me talk a little bit about my man, Mo Harden. I am so proud that he was one of my players. He was our feature back at Chaminade. Went up to a great career at Urbana College. He was on the all-quarter century team for Urbana College. He stayed on at Urbana as a strength coach and running back coach. Did a great job there. Went on, coached a year at Fairborn, then 5 years down at CJ as the offensive coordinator, and then got the head man out here at Xenia, and has done a great job. Mo Harden.
Pope is the punter. Juan Underwood, the lone man back for Xenia. And again, Xenia having success in all phases of the ball tonight, including special teams, as they will start on the plus side of the field. They have yet to start.
Watch what they do to these protectors. Watch what they do to these protectors. They just brutalize them.
And Pope not able to get a big punt, and definitely did not get a favorable bounce. So Xenia takes over at the West Carrollton 43-yard line. Every drive they've had tonight has started on the plus side of the field. And that's a nice play there by the West Carrollton defense to prevent the big gain. That was Trayshawn Sanders, who maybe got a yard out of the play, but was quickly met shortly afterwards. It will bring up 2nd and about 9.
You know, on that punt play, Coach Mobley's pleading for a penalty. What he's saying is that's excessive. He said, you know, the ball's off. That's excessive. On the Xenia side, they're teaching them play physical football. We got to get ready for the playoffs. We got to play. There's Coach Mobley saying, look, that's just not right. He said it's a little excessive.
Bryson Bauer-Jones made the tackle. He is the leading tackler on the Pirate defense. And now an open field.
Yeah, he's house.
And Trayshawn Sanders breaking one tackle in for the touchdown, presented by Donatos.
220 pounds. He mismatches the West Carrollton defenders by about 40 pounds a man. He is a big, tough running back, hard to bring down.
So 2 rushing touchdowns for Trayshawn Sanders, 1 in the first quarter, 1 in the second. And Xenia is out to a 33-0 lead.
Mo's talking to him down there. I wonder how much longer we're going to see Sanders and Wright.
They have been involved in all 5 touchdowns so far. Wright, 1 run and 2 catches from Gavin McManus. And now Sanders with a 2nd run. This time the longest touchdown run of the game.
Hey, so Coach Mobley, he's still upset about the physical play on that punt.
Touchdown is good. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on number 1, Xenia. The penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Had to have happened away from the play, because once Sanders got past the line of scrimmage, he was well into the secondary, and it was strictly a one-on-one situation. So
I didn't see it. Not sure what it was. Unsportsmanlike, though.
Mason Rubio back on to attempt the extra point. It was Nate Felly who had the most recent kickoff for the Buccaneers, but he was late arriving to the game because he also plays soccer for the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers had a soccer game tonight, and they are also doing very well on the football field. 34-0, the Buccaneer lead. You're watching Thursday Night Lights on MyTV Dayton. 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns for the Xenia Buccaneer offense, and they lead 34-0 on Thursday Night Lights against West Carrollton. At Digby Gym Place, Tej Joshi, as we get set for the upcoming kickoff by Wright and Schulte because of an unsportsmanlike penalty called on the Xenia offense. That means they're going to be kicking off from their own 25 as this kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte. So an opportunity here for the West Carrollton special teams. Nate Felly, who was a late arrival to this game because Xenia also had a boys soccer game tonight. He sends the ball away.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh.
And what could have been a promising start to the drive for West Carrollton means they will instead start at their own 10-yard line. It was Devin Bird on the ultimate recovery and able to prevent Xenia from gaining possession, but West Carrollton, again, they have not had the best starting field position, and now they're going to start from their 10-yard line.
Our third man in the box, Seth, was predicting that West Carrollton would get the ball on the other side of the 50 for the first time during this ball game with field position. Well, the pride of Vandalia, it didn't work out that way, Seth.
They were close in their last drive. They were out to about the 47, and then a couple of tackles for loss and a couple of penalties set them back. But here's Logan Cloyd under center. We haven't seen him under center a lot, if at all, tonight. And the handoff up the middle, that's going to result in a very short gain. Again, Jabel Smith, he has been a one-man wrecking crew, for lack of a better phrase, for the Xenia defense, especially among that defensive line.
Look at Smith blow this up. He is tough, strong. Wrestler, 32-6 is a 215 wrestler. He says, Coach, wrestling helps me so much in football. Oh, if you're young players out there listening, wrestling is great for football. Teaches you hands, teaches you balance, teaches you skill. Wrestling and football go hand in hand. Go out for wrestling. You can still lift weights. Just don't cut weight, though. Don't cut weight. That's bad.
2nd and 13. It's a handoff to Pope, trying to find any sort of space on that far sideline, and he's able to prevent a further loss on the play, but it will still mean 3rd and very long upcoming for the Pirate offense.
You know, earlier, Matt, we saw Coach Mobley pleading this case with the officials. You know, I like to tell everybody there's a golden rule about talking to officials. And that golden rule is this. Well, we'll have to wait till after this play for me to explain it. The golden rule of talking to officials.
So third down and long. West Carrollton trying to pick up what will be their third first down of the night as we approach the 7-minute mark.
Safety.
Floyd quickly under pressure, tries to get the ball away. And is there a flag for intentional grounding?
That would be a safety. It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Floyd did not get the ball off in time. It is a team safety. And Xenia increases their lead to 36-0 at the 6:55 mark, and they will get the ball.
That's a tough break. Things are going bad. Of course, it's Smith. You're running into the all-area player. Got a young offensive line going against one of the best defensive line players in the area.
And it should be mentioned it was going to be a safety from that angle either way. He was essentially down before he got the ball off.
Absolutely.
That was a safety. If he had gotten the throw off, there was no West Carrollton receiver in the vicinity. It would have been intentional grounding. It occurred in the end zone. That would have also been a safety. So very, very little that Claude could do in that situation.
Matt, why don't you explain the rule on running clock and whether we could go to it in the first half or not?
Well, the running clock will only apply in the first half if there's mutual consent, and we have not necessarily been told of any mutual consent in the first half. But starting in the second half, if the margin between the two teams is 30 points or more, then it will be a running clock throughout the second half, only stopping for timeouts or injuries. First half, it is typically not a running clock unless it is mutual consent agreed upon beforehand. We did have that scenario a couple weeks ago when National Trail won 71-0 at Dixie. As this kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte, it's taken short. And again, great field position upcoming for the Xenia offense. That was Rylan Falvey making the recovery of the kick about the 35-yard line.
Hey, lineman's dream. Those linemen, they don't ever catch the ball. Here he is, the Ryan Falvey on the front line. He can go to his reunion 20 years from now and say, hey, I had one carry in my high school career against West Carrollton. That's a lineman's dream to get that ball.
Ryland, one of the seniors that was honored pregame, as this is the Buccaneers' home finale of the regular season. It should be noted they will have at least one more game here at Doug Adams Stadium in 2 weeks when the playoffs begin. But the Buccaneers take over at about the Pirate 35-yard line. It is a run up the middle, and it's going to result in second and long. As the rain, it appears, has returned. You see the Xenia fans quickly trying to retrieve their rain jackets just when it seemed that the rain had gone away. And it seemed that in general, we were going to be a perfect 10 for 10 on dry weather for Thursday Night Lights. On 2nd and 10, pitch pass to number 20. That's Tremonde Henry. He gets to about the 30-yard line, so a pickup of about 5. So 3rd and 5 upcoming for the Buccaneer offense.
Offensive line for Xenia is doing a nice job. Gabe Funk, 6'6", 270 junior. Caleb Martin, 6'1", 230 junior. Rylan Falvey, the guy that got the onside kick, 5'10", 185 senior. Landon Butler, 5'11", 250 senior. And Gunnar Steffen, 6'1", 250 sophomore. They got 3 starters back next year along with the quarterback. This Xenia team is built to last.
Both these teams will have multiple players with various amounts of experience returning in 2023. On 3rd down and about 4, this is Raymond Browder, able to break one tackle on the left side, quickly getting into the secondary, and Raymond Browder into the end zone for his first touchdown of the night. It's a touchdown Xenia, brought to you by Donato's. .5:25 to go until halftime, and it is a 42-0 lead in favor of the Buccaneers.
And look at Trinell right down there congratulating him. Trinell's got his story, man. He's just as happy for that senior running back to get his touchdown. Drayshawn Sanders is just as happy for him. There he is, his senior. Hey, that's some big smile that guy's got. 32, defensive starter, gets some snaps on offense. He got his touchdown.
Mason Rubio back on the field to attempt the extra point. Rubio only one incomplete extra point, but Raymond Browder, the senior, after watching Tramel Wright and Trayshawn Sanders find the end zone multiple times earlier tonight, Browder joins in the scoring action, and it is now a 43-0 score line.
Hey, I mentioned that offensive line for Xenia. Their offensive line coach is Matt Bartley. He is really one of the true professionals in the areas. He's on the Ohio High School Football Coaches Board of Directors, so for the whole state. He's an officer in the Miami Valley Football Coaches, Matt Bartley. He's got two sons, Peyton and Big Pax, both of them playing college football. Matt Bartley, he's a rock in Miami Valley football. He's a guy that everybody depends upon. Can't meet a nicer guy in the world. Oh, how about Big Pax? 2 years ago, Big Pax, who's now playing up at Wittenberg, won the Scholar Athlete for the Miami Valley Football Coaches Association. That's called the Michaela Ardwood Scholarship. That's a big deal to win that. His son Pax got it. Peyton's playing down at Georgetown College. We can't see him. He's up in the press box, Coach Matt Bartley, but he is a good one. That offensive line coach is playing like it.
And he is definitely very pleased with the effort being put forth by the offensive line. As Xenia, again, continuing to excel in all phases of the game as they are well on their way to becoming 9-0. This kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte. Eventually. West Carrollton taking advantage of this brief stoppage in play to make a personnel change. They're making one substitution, bringing on John Mead. Here's the kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte, and it goes in the back of the end zone, so a touchback. First time we've seen that tonight, and West Carrollton will take over at their 20-yard line.
A full house tonight. There we are, the press box. Yeah, hey, there they are. Matt sitting next to me, sports director. Oh, there's Seth, third man in the box. Wave, Seth. Seth's waving.
I think I'm hidden by the angle.
There's Matt. Lean over, Matt. Get in there, Matt. Lean over.
You can see me.
Yeah, my big old head's taking up too much of the picture.
Glad you could join us wherever you're watching. Glad you could join us wherever you're watching from on MyTV Dayton or on Facebook or online, Dayton247now.com. Matt Digby, Jim Place, Tej Joshi. This is our penultimate game of the 2022 season. First down for West Carrollton. Cloyd quickly gets the ball away, and one broken tackle by Antonio Robinson turns it into an 8-yard gain that will set up second and short before Robinson is eventually stopped short of the line to gain.
Now, remember I told you earlier the base play in their offense is that quarterback read option. So it's the zone read one way. You see the zone, there's the zone read, there's the quarterback option, but instead of a pitch man, he throws it out there. You know what I'm glad to see, Matt? That's the base play in their offense. They're down by 43 points. Come out and try to just execute the plays they run the best.
Aaron Anthony was the man in position to make that tackle, but a very nice effort on the part of Antonio Robinson to break free of that tackle as Cloyd running to his right, gets a screen pass out to Robinson, but this is going to be, maybe a loss of about one. He looked to be a loss of more than one, but Robinson able to break a tackle again and prevent any further loss of about 1 yard, but it will still be another third down for the Pirates.
That's Coach Mobley going back to his base offensive play. He ran his first play of the game, and then he ran about the third play, but then Xenia stopped it, so he went away from it. And what he's saying right now is, well, I'll work on this and get ready for next week.
Just over 4 minutes to go in the first half of play. 43-0 the score. Cloyd from the shotgun, alone in the backfield, quickly finding himself under pressure, does well to avoid one tackle, gets the throw away, and in the vicinity was Robinson, but that's an incompletion, and it will bring up 4th and 3. That was Austin Pennewitt, and also should be noted Ronnie Butler on the delayed blitz. A very delayed blitz, but it forced Cloyd to scramble and ultimately throw an incompletion.
Hey, Logan, he's limping off the field. He's banged up. He missed 3 games. He's doing everything he can to hold his team together. He's a senior, got a lot of young guys around him. Keep fighting. Now, here's where Chris Mobley really got upset. Watch and see if the Xenia players dump those 3 safeties there and whether it's unnecessary roughness or not. Let's see what you think on this if they do it again.
Well, we have a change at punter for West Carrollton. This is Craig Fisher who boots the ball away.
Number 8.
And the punt will roll to about the West Carrollton 47-yard line. Under 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Now, remember earlier I talked about the golden rule of the relationship between the coach and the official. Number one rule is the players don't say a word to officials. As long as the players don't say anything, 99% of the time the officials will listen to the coach. If the players are yapping at them, they don't want to hear from anybody. But here's the rule on the coach official. If you criticize, there's Coach Mobley, you're doing good, Chris, hang in there. We'll have to come back to it.
So 1st and 10, Xenia takes over again past midfield. It's another pitch pass to Trebell Wright. Able to turn that play into about a 5.5, 6-yard gain, just shy of the 40-yard line, as Xenia, every drive of theirs has started on the plus side of the field. They have not, I don't believe there has been a play on the Xenia side of the 50. That said, Wright having to walk gingerly to the sideline. They have picked up a injury on that play, but he is jogging under his own power, so that's nice to see that he's at least able to do so under his own power.
He's frustrated. Good young man. Really, really a nice young man. Got a chance to talk to him this week. His mom, Erica, she was a Xenia High cheerleader. He says, Coach, did you know my mom was a cheerleader? I said, no, that's impressive. Erica Hoyt, cheerleader here.
Gain of about 6 on the play, so it's 2nd and 4 from the 41-yard line. Line to gain the 37. One man in the backfield off to the right of McManus, and it's a handoff to number 5. Able to quickly find his way into the secondary. That is Elijah Johnson, his first carry of the night, and that takes the Buccaneers into the Donato's delivery zone. It was only a tackle from Jalen Williams that prevented the touchdown, but Donato's a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com, and it's also a first down brought to you by All Seal Home Improvement. Here's a quick snap as going up tempo is the Xenia offense. It's Johnson again. Several broken tackles. He breaks the play for a Xenia touchdown. Brought to you by Donato's. 2 plays, 2 handoffs to Elijah Johnson, a total of 41 yards, and Xenia getting success and contributions from all over the offense.
Could this be the back of the future for the Xenia Buccaneers? You know, they got McManus coming back. They got 3 starters on the offensive line. There he is, Junior. He says, let me be the feature back. I love this RPO offense.
And it's been a very balanced scoring attack. Maybe a little bit more run heavy. There have been 5 touchdown runs for the Buccaneers tonight, 2 touchdown passes. But here's Mason Rubio on to attempt the extra point. And with just under 3 minutes to go to halftime, it is a 50-0 lead for the Buccaneers.
Hey, Kevin McManus, that quarterback, he is a 4.75 student. He ranks number 1 in the class. You know, the RPO requires certain things. A great receiver, they got it in Wright. A good running back, they got it in Sanders. But you got to have a smart, football intelligent quarterback. They sure have got that. 4.75, number 1 in the class, Gavin McManus. Stan Dodson, optometrist here in town. Stan played football at Carnegie Mellon. They go home, they talk football, they digest it all the time.
With 2:57 to go in the first half, again, it is a 50-0 lead for the Xenia Buccaneers. So because there was no agreement, mutual consent done before the game, there is no running clock now. However, unless West Carrollton scores 3 touchdowns between now and the end of the first half, that means we are going to have a running clock in the second half. Again, the margin, when the margin is 30 points, there will be a running clock in the second half. Nate Felly will have the kickoff presented by Wright and Schulte. 2 men back for West Carrollton. It's Darrell Pope and Dexter Pitts.
Free ball. Oh, no. Oh, no.
And Pope did well to prevent Xenia from taking over, but at the same time losing his footing because of the weather and the wet turf. So it will be first down and 10 for West Carrollton, but at their own 1-yard line.
That's tough to get out of there. Man, I'm going to finish my point about the officials. Here's the golden rule. You can criticize anything. You can say that was a bad call. That was a clip. That was holding. He was out of bounds. You can say anything you want about the call, but when your sentence starts out with you made a bad call, you missed that call, that's a penalty. And every good coach knows that. You don't criticize the official as a person. You only criticize the call that he made. So it's a real simple rule. Chris Mobley's a little frustrated over there talking to officials. So he's talking about calls, not them as people. Had 2 personal fouls in 44 years as a head coach.
Pirate offense.
Oh, no. There's that quarterback. Oh, he's house. He's house.
And a
he's
big
house.
play for
he's
Chris
house.
Yao.
He's house.
One broken tackle out to the 40.
He's house.
Inside the 50.
Oh.
1 man to beat. And what looked like a potential safety turns into a huge play, an advantage, and a first down by All-Seal Home Improvement for the Pirates. Christopher Yao, a huge reception from his own 1-yard line as Logan Cloyd getting the Pirates out of a bad situation from their own 1 to the Xenia 39-yard line. That is a 60-yard gain for the West Carrollton offense.
Well, at this point, you look for little victories, and that was certainly one of them. Coach Mobley says, let's find some little victories. Let's find some things we can build on. There they are. They're all excited. All of them are playing both ways. They're all tired. They're all playing both ways.
With about 2.5 minutes to go in the first half, a touchdown definitely in the cards as Cloyd going to the air. His pass is short, intended for Robinson. It was Trent Smith on the coverage for Xenia. No flag on the play, so 2nd and 10. And that was the first play West Carrollton has run on the positive side of the field. First time they've gotten past midfield.
Good for them. Keep fighting, Pirates. Keep fighting. You got a great young coach. He believes in you. I asked some of the players, what word would you describe to use Coach Mobley? Someone told me trust. He trusts us. We trust him. It's going to get turned around.
Second down and 10 from the 39. 2:22 to play in the first half. Cloyd looking to his right. Perfectly placed over the middle. It is complete for a first down inside the Donato's delivery zone. That is Antonio Robinson on the reception. That is a first down presented by All-Seal, and it also takes West Carrollton for the first time tonight into the Donato's delivery zone. A great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. As Robinson limping gingerly to the sideline.
Oh, no. He missed 3 games earlier in the year with injury. They need him. Over 30 catches in the last 3 games. Big play guy. You know, it seems like when things go bad, they go bad. You're having a bad year. Injuries build up.
From the 12, Cloyd quickly forced to scramble, and he's going to be met behind for a short loss on the play. Brings up 2nd and roughly 11 as we're now under 2 minutes to go until halftime. But West Carrollton with the chance to get on the board for the first time tonight.
That's good. The Xenia players helping them up. They know these West Carrollton Pirates are playing hard. Just outmanned.
But coming up at halftime on Thursday Night Lights, Tej Joshi will be speaking with several school administrators. We'll be presenting our Jeff Schmidt Auto Group Scholar Athletes of the Week. And we'll also take a look ahead to our season finale next week at Welcome Stadium as Meadowdale plays Ponets.
Good
back here
pass.
at Doug Adams Stadium. Cloyd with a quick pass. It's complete, and it will result in a gain inside the 10-yard line. That's Dexter Pitts on the reception. He turns that into about a 6-yard gain, so 3rd down and 4 upcoming from the 6.
If they don't make this, Mac, you kick a field goal or do you go for the touchdown? What do you think, man?
That's the $1 million question right there.
Yeah, kick a field goal. You don't like seeing that 0 on the scoreboard. Just get something on the scoreboard.
3rd down, they can get a first down at the Xenia 2-yard line. This is Cloyd, but a flag on the play.
Dead ball. False start offense, number 24. 5 yards. 3rd down.
So that will back it up from a 3rd and 5 to a 3rd and 10 situation.
Coach is the offensive coordinator. He's signaling the play in.
35 seconds to go in the first half. If they are not able to gain any further yardage on this play and not pick up a first down, right now they're looking at a 29-yard field goal attempt. As the clock is now running, it will be under 30 seconds when the ball is snapped.
Trips to the field. They're going to go to the single receiver here.
Cloyd quickly finds himself under pressure, shakes 1 sack. He will not shake the 2nd, and the ball has come loose. It was all West Carrollton could do to recover it and prevent the turnover. That was a heads-up play by number 67, Aiden Tice. But we do have a flag on the play with 15 seconds.
Hey, West Carrollton's got some size on the front line. Jake Curry, 6'4", 255 senior. Aiden Theis, who you just mentioned, 5'9", 245. He's a freshman. Peyton Barbosa, he's one of their good ones. Big guy in the weight room, 5'11", 240 sophomore.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Oh, good. Abdul Abdana, 6'2", 300-pound senior. And Andrew Zenny, 6', 210 senior. So they got some size up front.
Umpire Ray Bradshaw, or referee Ray Bradshaw, confirming no penalty. It is an incomplete pass, but it does mean 4th down with 15 seconds to go. And it looks like the Pirates are going for it. They can get a first down at the Buccaneer 2-yard line. 12 yards to go for a touchdown. One man in the backfield to the right of Cloyd. It is Darrell Pope, the freshman. Cloyd looking to the corner of the end zone. A jump ball, batted. And did he come down with it?
Yes,
Antonio Robinson, touchdown, West Carrollton, brought to you by Donato's.
Hey, that's something. I love it. Down 50-0. They put together a 99-yard drive. I love it.
When Pope fielded the kickoff, lost his balance because of the wet turf, slipping on the 1-yard line. A 60-yard pass from Cloyd to Chris Yao to get the Pirates out of deep trouble. And then a 12-yard touchdown pass from Cloyd to Antonio Robinson to get the Pirates on the board. They are going for 2. So a chance to cut the deficit to 42 points.
Oh.
Cloyd throws over the middle, and it is incomplete. It was number 14, John Meade, the intended receiver, short of the goal line.
But that Jackson Lewis, he is a hitter. Captain, senior, 6'3", 180-pound linebacker. He can hit.
But West Carrollton on the board thanks to a 12-yard touchdown pass from Logan Cloyd to Antonio Robinson. It caps off a 99-yard drive that, again, started in less than ideal field position for the Pirates because Darrell Pope lost his footing upon taking the kickoff on a bounce. But either the first or second play of that drive, very early in that drive, Cloyd found an outlet in Chris Yao. He was able to insert, break a couple of tackles, get well past midfield. First time the Pirates have been able to do that tonight. And on 4th and 10, high risk, high reward.
How about that, Matt? And Xenia's got their number 1 defense in. You know, the tendency would say, oh, they put their number 2. That was Xenia's number 1 D. How about that for those West Carrollton Pirates? 99-yard drive, down 50-0. You know, I love that kind of heart and spirit. That's the kind of thing in the offseason Coach Mobley's going to talk about. Listen, we were totally outmanned up there at Xenia, but you guys fought and put together a 99-yard drive. Coach Place was proud of you. Matt Digby was proud of you.
And the seniors leading the way there on that 60-yard play as the kickoff here brought to you by Wright and Schulte. It's taken very well up the field, and it will in fact be a gain out to about the 49-yard line. So Xenia has 2 seconds left. Do you take the knee, Coach Place, or do you take the knee? Or take the knee or go for a play?
I hope they take a knee. I'd like to see them take a knee or put number 2-0 in, one of the two.
Well, Gavin McManus, the starting quarterback, is in the game. It looks like they are setting up to take a knee. That's exactly what Gavin McManus does. So a very effective first half for the Xenia Buccaneers, both on offense and on defense and also on special teams. But also West Carrollton making plays right at the end of the first half, capped off with a 12-yard touchdown pass from Logan Cloyd to Antonio Robinson. And it is a 50-6 lead for the Xenia Buccaneers at halftime. As right now this is Nate Felly being honored. He is a senior, one of the seniors. He was a late arrival to this game, as I mentioned, because Xenia's boys soccer team had a game that was going on around 7 o'clock, so he had to miss the pregame senior ceremony when they were introducing all the seniors. So right now, Felly is having his moment. Very nice of the Buccaneers to be sure to recognize him and his family as he plays his final regular season home football game here at Doug Adams Stadium. And in the meantime, we will now send it to Tej Joshi, who is with Xenia head coach Maurice Harden. Tej?
Coach, you came into the game 8-0 on the season, and you continued rolling into tonight's game. How'd you guys do it today?
I think we just got to continue to stay consistent with what we do. Goes back to all our preparation, goes back to all our what we preach and teach all week of being focused and staying locked in.
Coach, you told me before the game that the bread and butter of your offense is your power running. You have 5 touchdowns on the ground already tonight. Is that true? Have you been power running? Is that what's power in tonight's game?
It's God's favorite play. So anytime we get an opportunity to go run it, that's who we are. That's what we pride ourselves in. So we hang our hat on that play, and that's the basis of our offense is running power. So
you heard it from Coach. Running power is God's favorite play. Coach, I'll let you get back to the locker room. In the meantime, back to you guys up in the broadcast booth.
Well, running power has been the bread and butter tonight for the Buccaneer offense. It's accounted for 5 of their 7 touchdowns. A couple from Trebell Wright, a couple from Trayshawn Sanders, and also one from Elijah Johnson. Halftime show is next. You're watching Thursday Night Lights, Xenia 50, West Carrollton 6. You're watching Thursday Night Lights on My TV Dayton. Enjoy the halftime show.
Halftime is sponsored by Wright and Schulte.
Xenia leads 50-6 at halftime. We are now joined by the West Carrollton Athletic Director. I want to talk about your school overall this fall sports season. I mean, it's not just football. There's so many sports that you guys have played. Is there anyone else you want to make sure viewers at home know that your school has a team that they're playing well?
Yeah, I think this year the main thing with our fall sports is that we're all young. A lot of our teams don't have that many seniors. Girls tennis is having an outstanding year. Boys and girls soccer doing well. We're fighting in everything, volleyball, football, obviously. So yeah, it's exciting times.
And one thing that you said is that you have a lot of young players young athletes on all of your teams. That includes a football team here. Let's talk to me. Tell me what that means for the future of your program, and also what it means to have a school with a lot of young athletes who are proud to be part of the West Carrollton Athletic Department.
Yeah, having young teams, it's a little tough. You're going to take your lumps and everything, but the more the kids buy in, our coaches know what they're doing, have worked on building programs in the past, and it's exciting times. We have new schools coming. We're in the middle of a school project too, so hopefully these young kids get to step foot inside the new high school when they're done, hopefully by their senior year.
Of course, there's so much that goes into athletics. We're going to be chatting with your cheer coach in a little bit. Is this your band playing behind us right now?
Yep, that is the Pirates. They're awesome.
Let's hear a little bit about them. Tell me about the band and how they fit in with your athletic community.
Yeah, so, one thing I always respect about marching band is the commitment from the student athletes and the parents. It's really unrivaled with, in probably the same way in most schools. Those kids are out there for 8-hour two-a-days, just like the football team. Long summer hours out in the field. They're out there as much as I am in the summer. It's great to see.
And the last thing I always like to make sure we ask athletic directors is, you love the athletics and you support the athletics. We also want to make sure we talk about the academics that fit in with the athletics. Tell me about the importance your school places on that.
Yeah, so we are a little unique. We have a 2.0 GPA requirement for all of our student athletes, which really helps prepare them and kind of test their commitment. It's something that takes a lot of buy-in from the entire community, and we have a lot of coaches that are doing a great job of stressing the academic part of it.
When you say stressing the academic part, that is certainly, like you said, a big priority for you guys. And going forward, looking to the spring semester, are there any sports teams you want to make sure everybody has their eyes on going into that?
Yeah, so, coming up next, we got boys and girls basketball will be competing for league titles. Wrestling will be, a lot of our young football players are going to be kind of shown to the wrestling room and handed over to there. We want to make sure all of our student athletes from fall sports kind of carry over to the winter sports. That way we can kind of keep up with the grade checks and make sure they stay locked into athletics and academics.
And to any West Carrollton fans who are watching at home right now, what can you say to them about just the energy atmosphere on the away sidelines tonight?
Yeah, it's always tough. Xenia's a very strong team. They're doing great things this year. Our kids are fighting hard. We have not that many seniors, but they are doing a great job of leading the young guys and showing them how to work hard and fight for everything. And
when you say your team is fighting for everything, you certainly already saw that last drive of the second half, a lot of fight. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, it is 50-6 here at halftime. Our halftime presentation continues after this quick commercial break. The score is 50-6 at halftime. We are now joined by the Xenia cheer coach and Sarah. It's a pleasure chatting with you here at halftime. Your fans have had a lot to cheer about. Wouldn't you agree with that?
I would agree. We're having a really good night, a lot of commitment, and we've got a lot of leadership on the team.
A lot of leadership, a lot of commitment, and that goes to the whole community. I want to talk a little bit about your school community. You're 8-0, almost 9-0 here at the game so far. That's got to mean a lot to the community, tying people together. How would you describe that?
It's been a lot of fun to see a lot of the old football players, old cheerleaders, old community members come back out and really show their support. It definitely makes cheering a little bit more fun, too, when your team's 8-0.
All right, well, let's talk specifically about cheering. Tell me about the people you have on the team and what kind of practice goes on your cheer squad.
So we start practicing in early June. We practice all the way through the summer and up until football season. We have 7 seniors this year, so we have a lot of leadership on the team. And I've coached for 5 years, so I've had them since 8th grade. So it's really been fun watching them mature and grow.
Wow, you've known a lot of these girls on the team for a long time. Let's talk specifically. You guys known for anything? Are there special cheers? Anything about the Xenia cheer team that we need to tell the viewers at home?
The community definitely gets really pumped over the cheer rowdy. So that's definitely one that gets fans on their feet and out of their seats.
Well, for anybody watching the broadcast at home, and maybe you just see some glimpses of the cheerleaders, what does the rowdy cheer look like, or at least sound like?
Xenia is rowdy. They'll know.
Okay, they certainly will know. I have to say that I was with a little bit of the group of your cheerleaders earlier during the t-shirt toss. I joined in with them. I had so much fun throwing the t-shirts with them. Tell me what a t-shirt toss and just getting the crowd involved, what that means to the whole community.
Well, it's always fun when they get up and out of their seats. You know, when we're down a little bit, it's really awesome when the fans get up and get the team pumped. But it is a little bit more fun when we are winning.
All right, and let's talk about how the cheer team translates to actually in the school building. What's it like, the level of school spirit right now in the building?
It's definitely really fun when you have a lot of students coming to the games and the student section really pumped up. And we really like to support the football players with decorating the locker room, decorating their lockers at school, and just making sure that we've got that spirit up.
And the last thing I'll ask is, you used to be a cheerleader here yourself, so how has the cheer squad changed over the years?
It's actually funny, it hasn't. We do a lot of the same cheers, which is really cool, and it's really cool coming back to the program that I was in.
We are just about out of time, Sarah. It was a pleasure chatting with you. I want to make sure we talk about someone who is a huge Ohio high school football fan. I caught up with him before tonight's game. You at home might be watching this game thinking you are a big football fan, and I got somebody here with me now who's probably a bigger high school football fan than you. We are now joined by Dave Burdenworth. Great pleasure chatting with you. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine. Yourself?
I'm doing really well. Let's explain a little bit about what that means to everybody at home. You are a huge high school football fan. You watch a lot of high school football. Give us that context. How much high school football are you watching per season?
Last year I got 148 total games. 146 was varsity. 2 was junior high because a friend's son played on one of the teams.
Help me understand that. How are you able to get to so many games? Where are you based? And are you watching these games all across Ohio, all across the country? Where are you going?
I did about 10 states last year. I ended in Texas for their state finals. I go to Iowa and Minnesota for the semifinals and the state finals in Minnesota. Do the Indiana state finals, the Pennsylvania state finals. I get around pretty much.
Now, are you watching most of these games as a fan, as someone writing for the media, as someone with just the critical eye? How are you watching these games?
I actually write for a website based out of Pennsylvania.
Okay. I just think we need to go back to the exact number you were talking about. This is a huge number of games you're getting to every week. I mean, like, this week, what are you going to go to, 5, 6 games?
I got a game tonight, 1 Friday, and 2 on Saturday.
So at least 4 games this week. I just think it's absolutely incredible. Help our viewers at home get a little bit more understanding here. When you're watching these games, what are some tips you have for them to make sure they're watching these games in the same way that you do?
I try to focus on the quarterback and the line, and then just take it from there, seeing what offenses have been run, what defenses have been run, and then just pick out a player and kind of watch him for a little bit.
You've got insight on football from around the whole country, but especially here in Ohio, because that's where you're based. Maybe you can just give us one tip, one fun fact you've seen in your time covering Ohio football, because I'm sure you've seen a lot of crazy things over the years.
I got to see Ben Mock destroy Licking Valley in the state finals one game. Mock made a semifinal team look like they never belonged.
So you've seen a lot of things over the years. Last thing before we go, if anybody wants to keep up with your blog, with your website, and to see what you're writing about, all the games you're going to, how can they do so?
We're at pafootballnews.com, and anything out of the Pennsylvania area would be a place called Beyond the Keystone right on the side. Very easy to find.
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. We appreciate it.
Hey, thank you.
Xenia leads at halftime, 52-6. Our halftime presentation continues after this commercial break. The score is 50-6 here at halftime. We are now joined by the West Carrollton cheer coach, Amanda. A pleasure to be chatting with you. How are you doing this evening?
I'm a little cold, but it's not too bad out here.
A little cold, a little rainy, but we are all surviving. We are all thriving. Let's talk about your cheer team. You brought a bunch of your girls here to cheer your team on tonight. Let's talk about them. Is your team mostly seniors, mostly freshmen? Tell me about the makeup of your team.
So I have 10 girls. I have 5 seniors. I have 4 juniors and 1 sophomore.
Well, let's talk about those 5 seniors that have been sharing with you guys for a long time. Tell me just about their commitment to the program and athletics overall at West Carrollton.
So out of those seniors, I have 3 that are actually full-time already at colleges. I've got 1 at UC. I've got a couple at Sinclair. So they take their academics really, seriously.
That's incredible that, seeing both an emphasis on athletics and cheer and also on the academics. Let's talk about your cheer team. What are you guys known for? Any special cheers or dances or moves that are special to you guys?
So something that's special to us is every year for senior night, our girls and our drum line actually switch places during fourth quarter. So our girls learn a cadence that the drum line plays, and the drum line learns the dance that goes with that cadence, and they switch every year.
That sounds amazing. Have you already had your senior night for the season, or is it next week?
It was last week. It was.
Let's talk a little bit about the cheer team itself, and if there's maybe an opening for somebody like me. Could you think I could try out for the team and maybe join in?
Well, I do have an opening tonight. I had one girl who had to miss, so we could use a fill-in.
Maybe halfway through the next quarter, I'll help over to the sideline and join in with you guys. One thing I also want to make sure we talk about is a t-shirt toss. We brought over a box of t-shirts to you guys before the game. How have those been going? You having fun tossing them around?
Absolutely. That is one of the girls' favorite things to do, is toss out to the crowd.
Well, so let's talk about some of the great athleticism your girls have over there. Do they do any flips or backflips or anything of that nature?
Yes, I believe on football I have 4 or 5 tumblers, so they get it in there whenever they start spelling out Pirates or WCHS.
Well, we love to see the tumblers, and we love to talk about what you just mentioned, the importance of academics with athletics, and that's why we're going now to our Scholar Athlete presentation.
Throughout the 2022 season, the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group will recognize an exceptional senior student scholar athlete from each participating school. Here are this week's Jeff Schmidt Auto Group Scholar Athletes. From West Carrollton, Jake Curry. Jake is a member of the football team at West Carrollton. He's in the National Honor Society and has a 3.9 GPA. Jake has volunteered at many events in the city, including Monster Mash and Pirate Fest. He's also worked concessions for the West Carrollton Band Boosters and also participated in a book drive for elementary school students, as well as helping to set up the Christmas party at West Carrollton High School. From Xenia, Jackson Tate. Jackson is a member of the Buccaneer varsity football and baseball teams. He was named second team All-League in the MVL for baseball in 2021, and he's a team captain of the 2022 football team. Jackson is a member of the National Honor Society, Chemistry Club, and Spanish Club at Xenia. He has a GPA of 4.6 and ranks in the top 2% of the graduating class. He volunteers at the Fish Food Pantry, the Caring Place, and St. Bridget Church.
The Jeff Schmidt Auto Group is proud to sponsor the Scholar Athlete Award, featured on Thursday Night Lights. We are honored to recognize these scholar athletes from all over the Miami Valley for their outstanding academic and athletic achievements.
50-6 here at halftime. Xenia leads our we're going to commercial break. We'll be back.
I'm attorney Michael Wright. I'm proud to be a sponsor of Thursday Night Lights again this year. I'm happy to take part in such a great community event. It is an honor to support this sponsorship, bringing families, communities, and people together to celebrate the sportsmanship of all athletes. Let's all celebrate together, and remember, if you've been injured in an accident, make the right choice.
Halftime has been sponsored by Wright and Schulte.
$50-6, Xenia leads against West Carrollton on Week 9 of Premier Health Thursday Night Lights, presented by your Cincinnati area Toyota dealers. Welcome back to Doug Adams Stadium in Xenia. Matt Digby, Jim Place, Tej Joshi, as West Carrollton sends the ball away. This kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte, and a bobble on the play, and some miscommunication there is all Raymond Browder could do to field the ball, but he will get very little of any gain out of it. So an opportunity for West Carrollton's defense to start on the front foot. And in the meantime, here is Tej Joshi with West Carrollton head coach Chris Mobley. Tej?
Coach, of course, a tough first half for you, but we saw a lot of energy that last drive. No quit in your team. How would you describe that last drive of the half for you all?
It did give us a lot of good energy. Antonio made a good touchdown catch, and Chris Yao got us down there. Logan schemed it up a little bit, but he's standing there and making some good throws, and it did give us some momentum.
And tell us about the importance of that momentum.
It's good, it's something to build on. We got one more game next week too, and that's a positive play in this game that we can point out for next week when we're watching film and getting ready for Fairborn.
Coach, we'll let you get back to your team. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, I appreciate it.
So Xenia getting ready to start their first drive of the second half.
Substitution infraction on the defense, 5 yards, will be first down.
That was an issue for West Carrollton in the first half. They were a couple of ill-timed penalties as Xenia gets ready for a 1st and 5. They have gone to their backup quarterback, number 38, Latham Partee, the freshman. And this is a run up the middle, out for a gain past the 40, near the 45-yard line. That's number 43, Jace Jones. As we take a look at the halftime stats, West Carrollton does have the success in the passing game, largely because of that 60-yard completion right at the end of the first half on the touchdown drive. That ended in the 12-yard touchdown pass from Logan Cloyd to Antonio Robinson. As the first down presented by Arby's, it is Xenia. It's a run up the middle, quickly into the secondary and out near midfield. That is a carry by number 43, Jace Jones, the junior, but we do have a flag on the play.
Offense number 52, 10 yards,
against the Buccaneers.
First down.
So that's going to move it from a 1st and 10 to a 1st and 20. And Coach Jim Place, you had a chance to speak with one of the West Carrollton head coaches and hear the thoughts from Chris Mobley at halftime.
Well, Jackie Fells, who's a legend. Coach Jackie Fells, running back coach, great DP, Dayton Public School athlete. I said, Coach, what they said at halftime? He just said, listen, we got to use this as a learning experience. Let's build on it. Let's win little victories. That's the best thing to say. Way to stay positive, Coach Chris Mobley. Coach Jackie Fells, thanks for that information.
And there have been positive moments to take away, notably that touchdown drive from the Pirates tonight. But we are in a running clock as on 1st and 20, it's a handoff to Elijah Johnson. He is quickly met behind the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a loss on the play. So 2nd and very long upcoming for the Buccaneers. But again, we are already more than 2 minutes into the third quarter because of the fact that the margin is greater than 30 points between Xenia and West Carrollton. So it is a running clock and will continue to remain a running clock unless West Carrollton gets the deficit to within 30 points. 2nd and 22, the official call upcoming. It will be from the Xenia 33-yard line. Latham Partee, the freshman in at quarterback in place of Gav McManus. And this is Elijah Johnson, who did have Xenia's last touchdown of the first half. He gets the carry out for a short game, but it will be 3rd and long upcoming.
Valuable playing time for some of these young players for the Xenia Buccaneers, building for next year.
Again, this is Xenia's senior night, final home game of the regular season. They do have their regular season finale next Friday at Sydney. And then they will be back here at Doug Adams Stadium in 2 weeks against an opponent to be determined because it will be the first round of the Region 8 playoffs. On 3rd and long, a run up the middle. It's going to result in a gain of maybe 4 yards. That is Johnson again up the middle for a carry, and he gets them inside 20 yards to gain, but it will still be a 4th down. I think this will be the first punt we have upcoming for Xenia tonight.
Hey, Matt, how about that halftime interview with Dave Burnworth? I love the tradition of Ohio high school football, and there's nobody represents it better than Dave Burnworth. 146 varsity football games he goes to in 1 year. I mean, the man loves Ohio high school football. I love that guy, Dave Burnworth. Great interview by Tage. And Dave, thanks for all you do for Ohio high school football.
Jamel Smith is the punter for Xenia. Darrell Pope back to receive for West Carrollton. As the punt is on its way, Pope signaling for fair catch, but it's going to go beyond his reach. It will actually take a couple of Xenia bounces and will be down at the 1 yard line right by the north end zone. So a great punt for Jamel Smith and another long field for West Carrollton to work with. But remember, last time they were in that situation, they went all the way down the field and scored a touchdown. 7:22 to go in the third quarter. You're watching Thursday Night Lights on MyTV Dayton. Xenia 50-6 against West Carrollton. 7:22 to go in the third quarter. Xenia with a 50-6 lead against West Carrollton on Thursday Night Lights. West Carrollton beginning their first drive of the second half at the 1-yard line, right next to the north end zone, right where they began their last drive of the first half. And all they did was march down 99 yards for a touchdown. But here's a risky play. Antonio Robinson gets out past the 5. Xenia acting like the ball came loose, but the referee indicating the play was dead before the ball came loose. So that's a gain of about 5 on the carry by Robinson. Gives the Pirates a little bit of breathing room to work with. Not quite a 60-yard gain, but at least it wasn't the safety.
Like you said, Matt, dangerous play, running out of the end zone and running east-west with a play. Dangerous call, especially with big Jamel Smith.
Official gain of 6 on the play, so it's 2nd and 4 from the 7. Cloyd in the shotgun back into Stu. It's another handoff to Darrell Pope. He's met in the backfield for a big loss. They'll put them right back at either the 2 or the 1-yard line, so 3rd and long coming up. That was number 36 on the coverage, Ronnie Butler, the sophomore, who is the starting linebacker, and he'll be back next year for Xenia.
Xenia's got a lot of players back. Butler's a good one. Look at that physical player. Xenia's physical. Kelly Kinzer was a physical player. That defense is physical. They represent their coach, defensive coordinator. Cover 2, sit in that cover 2 shell.
So 3rd down, Cloyd about 2 yards deep in his own end zone. Xenia defense has already accounted for 1 safety. Here's Cloyd throwing to his right. It is tipped and falls incomplete. That was Jackson Lewis who got a hand to the ball. It was Chris Yao, the intended receiver. It was Yao who Cloyd connected with on that 60-yard gain on the last drive of the first half for West Carrollton, but this will be an incompletion, and West Carrollton will have to punt.
Hey, Matt, let's talk about Xenia going to 9-0. Coach Mo Harden, 2 years ago, they were 2-8, 6-5 last year. You know what? He's going to get serious consideration for Ohio Division II Coach of the Year. I think it's a 3-man race. I think it's Chad Murphy down at Winton Woods, Nate Moore at Massillon, and Mo Harden here at Xenia for Ohio Division II Coach of the Year.
Well, a short punt is going to be great field position for Juan Underwood, as he's already inside the 10-yard line and taken down around the 6-yard line. So Xenia, for the second time, they'll not only take over with great field position, they will start a drive in the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's a great call for after the game. Either order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important.
You know, it's time to start talking about end of the season awards. Mo has got to be a strong candidate. The ironic thing is Nate Moore at Massillon, who's one of the other 3 front runners, was Mo's line coach in high school at Chaminade Julienne. Chad Murphy, defending state champs, they're number 1 in the state. He's going to be hard to beat. But I'll tell you what, from 2-8 to 9-0 in 2 years, Mo Harden, he's got my vote. Nate Moore's going to be mad at me, but Mo Harden, Ohio Coach of the Year, Division II.
On 1st and goal, this is Elijah Johnson. Handoff up the middle and has a wide open hole to run in for his 2nd touchdown of the night. That touchdown brought to you by Donato's. And Xenia is back to a 50-point lead.
You know, let's talk about Mo a little bit more. When you talk to Mo, you say, "Cool, Mo, what's the key to your success?" 2 words come out of his mouth: Karen Fox. That's his mom. Oh, he says that I know Miss Fox really well. She's a great woman. She's the chaplain over at Hospice of Dayton. So many families have been blessed by her comforting and sympathy at Hospice of Dayton. Karen Fox, work ethic. Mo says every night goes back to my mom, Karen Fox.
Mason Rubio on to attempt the extra point, as Xenia has been alternating kickers since the second quarter. Rubio's extra point attempt up and good. And with 4:45 to go in the third quarter, it is a 51-point lead for the Buccaneers, 57-6 on their senior night. Timeout from Doug Adams Stadium. Welcome back to Premier Health Thursday Night Lights, presented by your Cincinnati area Toyota dealers. Xenia entered the night 8-0. They're about to move to 9-0 as they lead 57-6 against West Carrollton, giving the Buccaneers another win on their resume before they close the regular season next week on the road at Sydney. And then they will be back here in 2 weeks for their first round playoff game. This kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte, taken at about the 9-yard line by Dexter Pitts, and he got about a 16-yard return out of it, close to the 24, the 25-yard line.
Well, Coach Tony Greer, the special teams coach at Xenia, he's got them flying down the field. Great job, Coach Tony Greer. Mr. Stable, stable football player back in his day, great stable coach now.
So West Carrollton trying to replicate the success they had on their last drive of the first half when they went 99 yards, a 60-yard completion from Logan Cloyd to Christopher Yao, and then that drive ending with a Cloyd 12-yard touchdown pass to Antonio Robinson. First and 10 from the 25-yard line. Cloyd with a man in the backfield. It is Dexter Pitts, fake handoff. Cloyd rolling to his right,
here we go.
completing a pass, and here's a wide open completion
down
to the 30, to the 10. Touchdown, West Carrollton. No flag. And again, it's Antonio Robinson. A 75-yard touchdown for the Pirates. And that touchdown brought to you by Donato's.
Good play. Way to keep fighting, West Carrollton. Proud of you.
Well, it worked for them going north to south in the second quarter. It works for them going north to south in the third quarter.
Coach Mobley's putting all the pieces together at West Carrollton. He's got an outstanding staff. Larry Carter, the DB coach, he's part of the Carter family. You all know Chris and Butch from down in Middletown, played at Indiana State. Aaron Sutton, all you Fairmont fans remember him. He's a Muskegon star, played for Chris in Muskegon. He's the wide receiver coach. He's got top staff over there at West Carrollton.
Well, the Pirates, just as they did after their first touchdown, they're going for two here. It's a screen pass, and it was complete. Got to about the 2-yard line, but an unsuccessful 2-point conversion attempt. That was Robinson on the catch, but he's unable to break the plane for an extra 2 points. That would have brought it to 57-14. But here's a look at the touchdown play. The replay brought to you by Toyota. And Robinson able to quickly get behind the defense unnoticed. All Cloyd had to do was float the ball up and let his receiver do the rest.
Well, I like seeing that. I'm all for kids. I root for the underdog a little bit. Let them go home with a little bit of pride. Hey, speaking of staffs, one of the things that Mo Hardin did, he put together a great. We already mentioned Kelly Kinzer. We already mentioned Tony Greer. We already mentioned Matt Bartley. But how about Dequan Butler, the Wilmington College star, and Cannon McKinley graduate as their D-line coach, and O.J. Blair. All you Stebbins Indians fans remember O.J. Hey, listen, O.J. Blair is one of the future stars in this coaching business. I predict him to be a head coach here not too long. O.J. Blair, really a good one. Corners coach.
This kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte. It is Craig Fisher who boots the ball away. Short kickoff taken by Raymond Browder. Quickly out past the 40, trying to get past multiple tacklers inside the 50, inside the 40. So a couple of big plays going both ways. First for Xenia, then also for West Carrollton. And the Buccaneers again taking over with great field position as we are coming up on under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. That's our referee, Ray Bradshaw. Again, our crew tonight. Umpire Bob Hess, line judge Will Farley, head linesman Mark Overholzer, and back judge Mark Ratliff. Currently discussing, it looked like definitely some extracurricular activity after the kickoff.
Well, while they're talking, Matt, I'm going to give you something you didn't know about Mo Hardin. Mm-hmm. He was rated one of the top 10 most eligible bachelors in the Miami Valley.
How about that?
Oh, he's a single guy. He's a talented, personality. Personality. But one of the top 10 single eligible bachelors in the Miami Valley. Oh, it's Motown in Xenia High. It's Xenia Town now. They don't call it Xenia, and when it comes to football, they call it Motown in order of Mo Hardin. There's one of his assistants. He's got a great staff. That's the big coach that coaches D-line.
Right now the discussion still continuing between Ray Bradshaw and his crew.
Must be complicated. A little more about Chris Mobley over there at West Carrollton. He was an outstanding football player at Indiana State University. He played with so many of my CJ guys, Pernell Williams, Ryan Patrick, Donye McCluskey. There he is. I thought he was a CJ guy. He was such good friends. He came down to CJ all the time. Class act.
Well, they have finished the conference, and there was indeed a flag on the play. So the explanation from Ray Bradshaw.
There are 3 fouls on the play.
Oh, 3.
Holding. Offense. Number 9.
Holding on the return team, the Buccaneers.
That penalty will be assessed. Dead ball. Personal foul.
Dead ball.
Number 4
Foul.
on White. Dead ball. Personal foul.
On the Pirates.
Number 17 on Black. Those will offset.
Will offset.
Will be first down.
Well, let's hope tempers don't take over here, Matt. We've had a good, clean game so far. Both coaches are friends. I know that. They were college recruiters at one time. They were on the road together, good friends. Let's hope tempers don't get the best of them, the players here.
And they did speak of the mutual respect they had for each other, Chris Mobley and Maurice Hardin, when I spoke to them yesterday. The players, especially the Xenia players, they recognize, yes, they are 8-0. They're taking on a team that's 0-8, but they can't look at those records. It's another team, another opponent, and anything can happen in the game of football. A couple weeks ago, we saw Trotwood Madison, a team that to that point in week 4, they were winless. They had a second-half rally. They got their first win of the season against Alter, and the Rams are now in a great position to get a spot in their region for the playoffs. They are at home tomorrow night as they take on Meadowdale. So Xenia will start this drive from their own 39-yard line. Not too often that they've started from their side of the field over the course of the evening, but this is a handoff up the middle to number 43, Jace Jones, a gain of about 1 yard.
All number 2s. Number 2s for Xenia. Good job, Mo. Get them out of there. Third quarter. Good job. 57-12. Still, you know, that's not one of those like where you just go, oh, it was so horrible. You know, so nice job, Mo, holding that score down. The last touchdown for West Carrollton was against number 2 DBs.
And a 45-point margin. West Carrollton would need 15 more points minimum to take away that 30-point rule. Right now we are in a running clock rule because the margin is 30 points. As here's a run up the middle. It's a QB keeper for Latham Party. And he gets to roughly about the 45-yard line.
We just hope we don't have injuries. We've got a West Carrollton player down. This is the time of the game. Just no injuries. Let's get out of this thing. We've had a decent ball game comparatively by their records and talent.
And also, conversation right now with Ray Bradshaw and one of his crew. Was there a penalty on the play?
Looks like it. I didn't catch it. Top crew, Ray Bradshaw.
Holding, offense number 57. Okay. 10 yards, second down.
You know, Matt, if you talk about Mo, how he turned it around by turning around the culture. First of all, they have a 3.2 GPA for the entire team. That's unheard of. So Mo stresses that. He's got study table. You know, I came out and talked to the team this summer, and I knew there was something special. At the end of practice, Mo called them together, and he talks about character every day. Every day, character, culture. You could just feel the program being built. This 9-0 is no surprise to me.
Result of the penalty means the 2nd and 19 from the 30-yard line. This is a handoff up the middle. Breaking off to the left side is Elijah Johnson. Quickly has the first down, well inside West Carrollton territory, and finally brought down just shy of the 30-yard line. So Elijah Johnson able to take away the yardage brought on by that penalty, and he picks up an Arby's first down for the Buccaneers.
He's got a jet in him. He's going to be this future star here. He says, you know, we've got these 2 great senior running backs. Give me my time. It'll be next year with McManus and that good offensive line coming back.
Johnson already with 2 touchdowns tonight. As we are now under 100 seconds to play in the third quarter. Again, running clock. And will remain running clock unless West Carrollton can bring their deficit to within 30. This is a handoff up the middle. It is Johnson again breaking tackles down the right side. Eventually forced out of bounds, but not before breaking the 20-yard line. And that is good for another Xenia first down presented by Arby's. And it also moves them into the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important.
7th grade team 7-0 for Xenia. So they got it rolling here in Motown, Xenia, Ohio.
From the 17-yard line, 1st and 10 with Party in the backfield, joined on his left hip by Jace Jones. Actually, Jones not on his hip, more directly behind Party. And Jones with a carry up the middle, quickly inside the 15 to about the 12 for a gain of 5.
Hey, I'll tell you, number 6 for West Carrollton, Dexter Pitts, he's just fighting his heart out. He says, Coach, I want to be as good as my older brother, Dayon, who was a legend in the city. He was one of the best players in Dayton public schools when he was starting for Ponus. Dexter Pitts all over the field, playing his heart out. There he is. He's a junior. Yep, good one.
As here's another carry up the middle, Jace Jones to about the 5. He may have enough for the first down, as the clock will soon run out in the third quarter. And Xenia officially is 12 minutes away from moving to 9-0. One touchdown each in the third quarter for the Pirates and the Buccaneers, but Xenia has a 45-point lead, 57-12 on senior night. And they lead here on Thursday Night Lights, presented by Cincinnati Area Toyota Dealers. (57-12), Xenia leads West Carrollton as we get ready to start the fourth quarter of Thursday Night Lights. This is a look at the Thursday Night Lights Championship Trophy donated by Rand Associates. It will shortly be awarded to the winning team. Right now, that looks to be the Xenia Buccaneers at the end of tonight's contest. First and goal from the 6. That last game by Jace Jones was indeed good enough for a first and goal. And this is Elijah Johnson. Quick carry up the middle, breaking a tackle, in for a touchdown, flag pending. But if it stands, it will be Johnson's 3rd touchdown of the evening. But we'll wait for the flag.
On West Carrollton. Face mask.
Face mask.
Touchdown is good. Personal foul, face mask.
Touchdown is good.
Against defense. That penalty will be assessed on a kickoff.
So the touchdown stands. That touchdown brought to you by Donato's. It is Johnson's 3rd touchdown of the night. That ties him with Tramel Wright for both touchdowns of the evening. And on will come Mason Rubio to attempt the point after. Again, a very successful night for Xenia as they will move to 9-0. Have a chance to complete a perfect regular season next Friday when they go on the road to Sydney. West Carrollton is also on the road next Friday. Their senior night was last week against Troy. They will look to pick up their first win of the season next week when they go on the road to Fairborn. Rubio to attempt the extra point. On the way, and it is good, and the lead is 64-12. Xenia officially 11:35 for moving to 9-0 on Thursday Night Lights, presented by Cincinnati Area Toyota Dealers. (64-12). Xenia leads West Carrollton with 11:35 to go, regulation time on week 9 of Thursday Night Lights. Hard to believe next week will be our season finale. And it will come to you next Friday at 7 p.m. from Welcome Stadium in Dayton. That will be a Dayton Public Schools matchup between Meadowdale and Ponitz. Jim Place, Alex King, and I will bring you the action for that matchup next week right here on MyTV Dayton. That is channel 22.3 over the air, channel 24 on Spectrum, and also streaming online and on Facebook. This kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte. One broken tackle and out to about the 32-yard line. An effective return on the part of Ray Riley, the senior number 2 for West Carrollton. So promising field position for the Pirates as they were able to match Xenia's 1 touchdown in the third quarter. Now can they match the 1 touchdown scored by Johnson early here in the fourth with one of their own?
You know, I mentioned coming out and watching a Xenia practice, and I got an opportunity to talk to the team about goal setting this summer. But one thing Coach Mo did after every practice, he gives what's called the Juice Award. And I'm going to tell you after this play what the Juice Award is.
First and 10 from 33 as Logan Cloyd still in at quarterback. He has a pair of touchdown passes, both to Antonio Robinson, and this is Robinson on the reception here. Good for a gain out past the 40 to about the 40.5-yard line. So 2nd and 2.5 coming up. But again, looking forward to what should be an interesting, intriguing season finale next Thursday night on Thursday Night Lights when Meadowdale takes on Ponitz.
Always fun to watch the City League game down at Welcome Stadium. There's something about tradition down there, the big stadium, which is being renovated. Only one side of the stadium is open.
And Meadowdale right now has the best record among the Dayton public schools with football teams. They have a huge test tomorrow on the road at Trotwood Madison. If the Lions win there, that will be a big indicator or a big help to their playoff chances. As Cloyd having to scramble.
Oh my gosh.
His pass was complete to Chris Yao, who quickly took a shot. Trent Smith was on the coverage. It will be enough for a West Carrollton first down, but there is a timeout on the field. And in the meantime, Yao was quick to move his arms in that regard. But we are going to take a quick break. Timeout from Doug Adams Stadium. You're watching Thursday Night Lights on MyTV Dayton. Well, good news, Christopher Yao, he completed the catch, was hit hard upon completing the catch, but he was able to get up and walk to the bench with minimal assistance. So the game is able to continue, 10-11 to go in the fourth quarter. And that was a first down pickup brought to you by All Seal Home Improvement. West Carrollton having a little bit more success on offense in this second half, as they're already out to the 47-yard line. Now the clock is indeed running because the gap right now 52 points. We are in the running clock. Dexter Pitts on the right hip of Logan Cloyd, who on first down quickly scrambling to his left, and he is taken down for a sack. Multiple Buccaneers on that coverage, including Aiden Brewer, the junior, number 58, and number 50, Jaden Caudill, the sophomore.
Earlier, Matt, I mentioned that Juice Award. Here's what the Juice Award is. Whoever represents the character of Xenia High School football gets the Juice Award after practice. It could be a freshman, it could be a star senior. They've done something to represent character. That's how you build a program. You build it with culture. You build it with character.
Well, loss of 14 on the play means it is 2nd down and 24 from the 33-yard line as we're coming up on 9 minutes to go in the game. Cloyd faked the handoff. It's a QB keeper. Got around one man, picks up a block, and quickly gets out back to the original line of scrimmage. So it will still be 3rd and about 10 or 11. That's at 3rd and 10 and 11 is a lot better than 3rd and 24.
Close shows speed there for a 225-pound big guy. He's still battling. He's still fighting.
He said they were still keeping a positive attitude in spite of the record being what it is for West Carrollton. And they'll have a chance next Friday to pick up a win on the road at Fairborn. It will be the first win for head coach Chris Mobley. Official gain of 12 on the play, so it's 3rd down and 12 to gain. And a shovel pass out to Darrell Pope. He quickly got a couple yards on the play, but was met close to the 49-yard line. That means it's going to be 4th down and 8.
What do you think, Matt? Go for it here. What would you do, Matt?
That's a good question, especially looking at where they are in the field of play. I think if they were well in the Xenia territory, I don't think it's as much of a decision, but maybe here, maybe it's a little bit more of a decision.
A lot of young players getting experience for these Xenia High Buccaneers. Bright future here. They'll be back next year.
So will a lot of the West Carrollton players getting valuable experience. That's something Chris Mobley talked about, that this has been a season of learning and growing. As 4th down, a flag on the play.
Dead ball, false start offense, number 68. 5 yards, 4th down.
That will make it 4th and 12. Again, penalties that West Carrollton put themselves a couple times over the course of the evening in position where they had a chance to make plays, but penalties ultimately coming back to haunt them. So 4th down and 12. Line to gain is the 43 as Cloyd throws
Nice
deep.
play.
It is caught by Dexter Pitts inside the 30. And that is a first down for the Pirates, presented by All Seal Home Improvement.
3 verticals. Go to trips, put 3 verticals up the field. They're in a cover 2 shell. It puts that cover 2 safety in the bind. Where to go? Nice play. Good call, Chris Mobley. He knows football. Coached college football for 3 years.
The Pirates continuing to play until the clock hits 0, and they'll have a chance to add a touchdown here with still 6.5 minutes to go in the game. Cloyd alone in the backfield. Again, throwing deep over the middle. It is caught inside the 10. Great extension, and that is a first down courtesy of Darrell Pope, the freshman. That is a first down brought to you by All Seal Home Improvement, and it puts the Pirates in the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important. Lengthy drives. That's been the theme for West Carrollton on the drives that have ended in points. They've had to go more than 50 yards, but that patience and refusing to let the play be, refusing to wave the white flag, for lack of a better term, as Cloyd did lose the ball initially, but did all he could to recover it.
Yeah, Matt, while we got a pause here, Miami Valley lost one of the great ones, Butch McPherson. Everybody loved Butch, long-time head football coach at Northeast. I mean, you're talking about 25 years as head coach of the Polar Bears. Oh, I'm sick about my good friend Butch.
On 2nd down and goal, Dexter Pitts, the handoff, quickly broken to tackle, and in for a touchdown from 10 yards is Dexter Pitts. So West Carrollton playing until the clock hits 0, and that touchdown brought to you by Donato's. So Xenia scores in the 3rd quarter. West Carrollton quickly answers with a long touchdown pass, Cloyd to Robinson. Xenia scores early in the 4th quarter, and West Carrollton has answered with a more lengthy, drawn-out drive, but same result. Dexter Pitts this time finding the end zone. He'll be back next year. He's just a junior.
I got him on my all Thursday Night Light team. He's a ball player. He's tough as could be, Dexter Pitts.
Cloyd on the 2-point conversion attempt finds a wide open Antonio Robinson, and the 3rd time is the charm. 3rd time the Pirates have tried for 2 points, and the 1st time they are successful.
You know, Matt, there's something about walking off the field having scored 20 points. You don't feel quite as deflated. You feel like, hey, we gave it everything. There's Pitts. He's on my all Thursday Night Lights team. Younger brother of Dayton Public School legend. Hitter. Oh, my gosh, Dayton hit Pitts. You didn't want to be on the same field with him. He hit so hard.
Well, with 5 minutes to go in the game, it is 64-20. As here's another look at the 2-point conversion attempt. Cloyd trying to buy enough time, floated up, and great job by Robinson to find himself wide open in the corner of the end zone. But West Carrollton has 20 points right now. Twice this season they have scored 26. That is the most they have scored in a single game so far in 2022. So we'll see if they can potentially get one more touchdown and move to 27 or 28 points. Tonight after Premier Health Thursday Night Lights presented by Cincinnati Area Toyota Dealers, be sure to check out the dates, news, and events on Dayton 24/7 now on ABC 22 at 11 o'clock. Adam Arrow, Megan O'Rourke, and Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters have all the day's news and events. We did have a breaking news event earlier this afternoon in the Dayton area. They will have the updates on that coming up first on Fox 45 around 10 o'clock, and then on ABC 22 at 11. This kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte. It's taken short and eventually recovered by Xenia. That's number 45, Jaden Bennett on the recovery.
Man, I look down in front of me, there's Greg Cross. He's head of the Xenia Hall of Fame committee. They have a great Hall of Fame, big banquet every year. Greg Cross, the driving force behind that. He's a legendary quarterback here at Xenia High School back in the day. Greg Cross and all the Xenia royalty, they'll be over at Nick's on Route 68 after the game. They'll be back talking about the ball game, and they got a lot of opinions on all those Xenia High guys. Greg Cross, Hall of Fame.
Under 4:50 to go regulation time, as this is a handoff up the right side. Good for maybe 5 yards on the gain. That was a carry on the part of number 25, Jamari Scott. So a lot of freshmen, sophomores getting playing time now for Xenia in these final few minutes before the Buccaneers officially move to 9-0. They'll have a chance to complete a perfect regular season next week at Sydney. This is Scott. Ran into a wall of bodies right at the line of scrimmage and may have lost the yard as he tried to break free, cut to the left, but the West Carrollton defense was there to make the stop. Bryson Bauer-Jones there on the tackle as he's adding to his team-leading tally of tackles.
Oh, he's a hitter. Oh, he is all over. Bryson, good sophomore linebacker. He's all over the field. They got some hitters there. He and Pitts.
3:40 to go in the game here at Doug Adams Stadium. Latham Partee has played the second half as quarterback, and this is a handoff to Otis Boyette. And did the ball come loose? If it did come loose, it was recovered by Partee. Heads up play by the Xenia quarterback. On to see out the remaining minutes.
You mentioned Doug Adams, legendary linebacker, Woody Hayes, Ohio State Buckeyes. Oh, he was a great one. Back in the day, Xenia put him out. Billy the Bulldog Harris went to Michigan. The Broadnecks brothers, Vernon up to Murray State, Vaughn to Ohio State. Oh, Xenia Buccaneers, they've had some great ones over the years. Great Cross, quarterback.
There's been a lot of talent from Miami Valley that have made their mark playing in the Horseshoe. Hard to believe it's been 100 years since the very first game.
Wow.
In that venue.
Oh my goodness.
Some mix-up on the punt return. Ball came loose and a scramble for the ball at about the 20-yard line. And Xenia has recovered, so there have been issues on both teams tonight with punt returning. But a huge punt on the part of Jabel Smith. And Xenia capitalizes on the bobbled punt return by recovering just outside the red zone. So 2.5 minutes to go, as again we are still in the running clock because of the 30-point rule. But it will be 1st and 10 Xenia from the West Carrollton 20-yard line.
Shorter player. That happens. You get Mo walking up and down the sidelines. Who hasn't got in yet? Who hasn't got in yet? Make sure every one of the players at least gets a snap. Mom and Dad are up in the stands. They want to see their young man, their son, get in one snap.
And Xenia has called a timeout with 2:05 to go regulation time. Gives us a chance to remind you again, our season finale. Hard to believe we are already at week 10 of Thursday Night Lights, but next Thursday will be a Dayton Public Schools matchup on MyTV Dayton as the Meadowdale Lions take on the Ponitz Career Tech Center Golden Panthers. You can see that on channel 22.3 over the air and on satellite, channel 24 on Spectrum. We will also be streaming live next Thursday on Dayton247now.com and on our Facebook page. Jim Place and I will have that call for you along with Alex King. She will be joining us for our Thursday Night Lights season finale. Tonight is Tej Joshi's season finale. We thank him for his work this year.
Oh, he's a character.
He
got
is.
a lot of personality. I like working with Tage. Good fight. You should see him before the games. He's just a ball of energy. He's a good guy.
So first down at the 20, and now another stoppage for the moment.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5 yards, first down.
Hey, our producer, Jacob Murray, he's a good guy. He and Tage, they get out and they throw a football around before the game. They got energy. They're fired up. Jacob Murray, Tage, good young guys. Professionals
They are indeed
along with you.
very
Matt.
professional. On 1st and 5, it is a run up the left side, trying to break a couple of tackles and another late flag coming after the play. That's Isaiah Credit on the carry, the sophomore.
Personal foul, face mask, number 1 on the defense, half the distance. So first down.
I see Timmy Szabo on the sideline, Northmont wide receiver coach, legendary. He and Mo are best friends. His dad, Chuck Szabo, ran the Eagle Youth Program. People forget how, for me at CJ, people forget how important youth programs are. The Szabo guys are here tonight. Legendary Miami Valley football family.
With a minute and change to go, this is credit up the middle to about the 2-yard line, and that was first and goal, so that will mean second and goal. And that snap will come with under a minute to go in the game.
Holding. Offense number 59. 10 yards. First down.
In fact, instead of second and goal, because of the penalty, it will be first and goal still, but now back towards the 16-yard line.
There's Coach Mo, running back. Oh, he was tough. He was a premier running back in his day. Chaminade, Julian Eagles, Barrett Robinson, Javon Ringer, Mo Hardin, great running backs. JoJo Smith, all of our James Hill, all of our great running backs at CJ. Momo's right in there, premier running back. They call him Momo back in the day. Now he's Maurice. Oh.
And he'll be getting ready to receive the TNL trophy from Tej Joshi at midfield in just a few seconds. Trophy presented by Rand Associates as Partee is now in knee formation. They will not need to take another snap. That is the last snap of the game. And the Xenia Buccaneers move to 9-0. They clinch a share of the Miami Valley League regular season title with a 64-20 win against West Carrollton. Maurice Hardin going out to midfield to meet his colleague Chris Bobley.
They're friends. They're friends. Yep. Good friends.
The Pirates playing until the clock hits 0 tonight. There will be better days for West Carrollton football. Chris Bobley, he said he was encouraged by the enthusiasm of the players. They've been able to stay positive.
I love that. I love two class guys.
That they've been able to stay positive and play all 48 minutes, even when the results have not gone their way. But Maurice Hardin and the Xenia Buccaneers have a chance to win the Miami Valley League outright next week. The trophy presentation coming up. Xenia 64-20 winners against West Carrollton on Thursday Night Lights. 64-20, Xenia moves to 9-0 with a impressive win against West Carrollton to clinch at least a share of the Miami Valley League. They'll have a chance to win it outright next week at Sydney and have a chance to complete a perfect regular season. And there you saw the victory bell, which they will be ringing in just a few short moments. But first, they will receive the TNL Champions Trophy from Tej Joshi. And let's go to Tej right now.
Coach, you're now 9-0 on the season. A lot of momentum, a lot of good energy surrounding this program. How do you put that in your own words?
It's an amazing feeling. I love my team. I love how we go out and we execute on a consistent basis, and we're able to put on a great show in front of our community. We are very proud about that.
Coach, we talked about it pregame. We talked about it at halftime. We're talking about it now. You're really a power running team, and we saw that lead you to so much success tonight. Tell me why that's so important, why that's important to you and this whole team.
Well, we pride ourselves in being physical. We pride ourselves in being able to run the football and play a very physical football game on offense and defense. So that's allowed us to have the success that we have. We have a great offensive line, great running backs, and that allows us to puts us in some advantageous positions to be successful.
It'll be hard to pick just one person, but do you have someone you want to highlight tonight, someone who had a great game that you want everybody at home to hear about?
We're all about team here, so I'm gonna give a shout out to our football team. The way they prepare, the way they work, the way they do things, and we do things the right way here. I'm proud of them, and I'm proud of the work that they put out today.
Well, Coach, just as you put it, we're going to present this trophy to your whole team. I'm going to present you the Premier Held Thursday Night Lights Champions Trophy. This is for you and your whole team. Coach, here you go.
Thank you, appreciate it. Let's go, boys. Put it up.
We're going to send it back up to you guys here in the broadcast booth.
Thank you, Tej. A happy group of Buccaneers as they continue the strong performance of home teams performing well on Thursday Night Lights. I believe we've only had 2 visiting teams claim the Champions Trophy. Right now, let's take a look at our superlatives. Our player of the game, presented by Carrollton Tire Company, it's Tremel Wright. 3 first-half touchdowns, including several on the receiving end, courtesy of Gad McManus. But Wright and Trayshawn Sanders, they were all influential. Elijah Johnson also had a trio of touchdowns for the Buccaneers. But Tremel Wright is your player of the game. Again, that is sponsored by Carrollton Tire Company. Our play of the game coming up shortly. That's brought to you by Wright and Schulte. I mentioned there were 3 specific players Trayshawn Sanders, one of them, and here was this big touchdown run, a 40-yard touchdown run that gave a Xenia touchdown. And Sanders, a strong performance throughout the entire rest of the season, and he backed it up with a strong performance tonight against the Pirates. That said, our drive of the game will be coming up soon. It's sponsored by Carrollton Tire Company. This was early in the third quarter. This was late in the second quarter. West Carrollton at their own 1-yard line. That is until Logan Cloyd connects with Christopher Yao, gets him out well past midfield, a 60-yard completion, and that drive would end with points on a later play. Here's Cloyd looking over the middle. That pass complete inside the red zone, and they would capitalize on that red zone opportunity with this 12-yard touchdown pass from Cloyd to the corner of the end zone. Antonio Robinson on the receiving end, just as he was for a 75-yard touchdown later in the third quarter. So Xenia now 9-0. They have a chance to complete a perfect regular season next week when they go on the road to Sydney, while West Carrollton now 0-9 as they go on the road to Fairborn. We'll have more Week 9 football action for you on Football Friday on Fox 45 and ABC 22 tomorrow night, including our game of the week, a key matchup in the Three Rivers Conference as Milton Union goes to Northridge. And then next Thursday at Welcome Stadium, our Thursday Night Lights season finale as the Meadowdale Lions take on the Ponus Golden Panthers in a Dayton Public Schools contest. But again, that will do it for Week 9 of Thursday Night Lights. For Doug, for our entire crew, Jim Place, Tage Joshi, and our crew, I'm Matt Digby signing off. Thank you for watching Thursday Night Lights. We'll see you next week.